1230, the worldwide leader in sports. It's the Michael Citadel Broadcasting Station. Batting practice is over and the ground crew is getting the field ready. It's time for the On Deck Circle, a comprehensive look at the Salt Lake Stingers and the Pacific Coast League. Now, to get you ready for today's game, here's the voice of the Stingers, Steve Krause.
Once again, a very good evening to you, and welcome to Salt Lake Stingers baseball. This is the On Deck Circle prior to the start of today's game between the New Orleans Zephyrs and your Salt Lake Stingers. The Stingers, winners of the last two games of the series, have a chance to win a series for the first time since the third series of the season when they swept the Fresno Grizzlies over at Grizzly Stadium in Fresno back in mid-April. The Stingers winners last night, coming from behind down 7-4 in the fifth inning. They rallied with 6 runs in the frame. Picked up one more in the eighth before Mike Coolbaugh hit a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth to pull the Zephyrs back to within 1. But then Derek Turnbull was able to get Kyle Logan to fly out to center field and end what was a wild and woolly ball game. So the Stingers putting together back-to-back wins for the first time since April 30th and May 1st. The pitching matchup for tonight's game for the Stingers will be right-hander Mike Brunet with a record of 1-3. And on the mound for the Zephyrs will be right-hander Chad Qualls. His record is 1-1. Our guest in the on-deck circle is New Orleans knuckleballer Jared Fernandez out of Burns High School. And we'll have that conversation with Jared right after this here on ESPN 1230.
It's spring in Park City. The fresh air is calling your name, and so is Crandall Ford Mercury. Save big at Ford's Zero Plus Memorial Day sales event now through June 1st. Crandall Ford Mercury is one of Utah's oldest and most respected Ford dealers. They've been selling and servicing Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs for over 58 years. And right now, the savings are spectacular during this Memorial Day sales event. We've got Explorers, Expeditions, and Excursions with $2,000 rebates, plus 0% financing for 60 months. Or lease a new Ranger XLT Super Cab 4x4 for 39 months for only $199 per month with 0 down. Lease a new F-150 Super Cab 4x4 for 39 months for only $299 per month with 0 down. Oh, and get this. New Ford F-250 and F-350 with rebates and discounts totaling up to $8,000. Crandall Ford Mercury, just 20 minutes from Salt Lake on your way to Park City. Exit 145 at Kimball Junction, just across I-80 from the Outlet Mall. Crandall Ford Mercury, 1-800-497-8265.
You should hear my dad talk in his sleep. What did he say? I'll show you. Dad, Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. No interest, no payments for 12 months.
That's funny. Ever since he visited Furniture Warehouse, he hasn't done a thing. Hey, let's do it again. Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. Huge selection. 12 months, same as cash.
And he does it every time you say Redwood Road?
Furniture Warehouse. Lots of sofas, 12 months interest-free.
Sometimes you do it when you sleep in your church, too. Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. Mattresses stacked to the rafters. No payments for 1 whole year.
Does he ever stop? Only when I stop saying Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. The lowest price in furniture guaranteed for a full year. No interest, no payments for 12 months, too. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Furniture Warehouse. By Road Redwood. Redwood Road. I don't know.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Welcome back to the on-deck circle. Our guest is New Orleans pitcher Jared Fernandez, knuckleballer out of Kearns. And first of all, Jared, kind of a tough night for you the other night, but for the most part, the numbers look pretty good for this year.
Yeah, I'm doing all right this year. I even felt really good about the start the other day. I sound strange after 7 earned runs. Got a lot of ground balls and bounced poles, and our team's really starting to play pretty good now.
Of course, along those lines, at least here, the knuckleball knuckles. I know you told me last year that in Salt Lake it was another story.
Oh, yeah, you're getting those altitude places, and not a lot of fun to pitch there. It's good to hit there, but no, it's good to be here, but I'll definitely be home for the off-season.
Well, certainly an opportunity for you last year. You were 3-3, I think it was, with the Astros after pitching here, and it seems like, with you and your situation right now, you're basically one phone call away from Houston.
Yeah, I made the team out of spring training. Our pitching staff up there so great. I mean, you got Clemens, Pettit, Oswald, Miller. I mean, the list goes on and on of how good our pitching staff is, and good to be a part of it, and I hope to get back soon.
In your situation, is it, while it's exhilarating to have guys like Pettit and Clemens join the team, in the back of your mind, is it also a little bit disappointing because maybe that takes away a spot that you might have had?
No, I'm confident in what I can do. You know, if you have an opportunity to get Clemens and Pettit, you have to do it as an organization. So, you know, I'm not disappointed at all, and, you know, hopefully they'll keep winning games and get me a World Series ring.
When the organization makes moves like that, I would guess, and I saw it in Anaheim and in Tempe this year after going out and getting Colon and Escobar and Guillen and Vladimir Guerrero, that a little extra hop in everybody's step in spring training.
Oh, yeah, it definitely makes everybody's game pick up a notch. You know, you don't want to be lazy or be slacking on Clemens is around, you know, living legend Hall of Famer. So, yeah, everybody does pick up their game, and hopefully it filters down.
I would also think, too, that with the organization backing the team like that and spending the money necessary, because there have been some comments over the previous couple of years the Astros weren't willing to do that, everybody knew that they were serious about winning this year.
Yeah, baseball's a funny thing. I mean, the Angels' payroll wasn't that big years ago when they won, and the Marlins last year. So it's just a matter of good quality, good character people nowadays, I think.
All right, more with Jared Fernandez right after this here on ESPN 1230.
Attention car buyers. By the order of the general manager, all 2004 Toyota cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans must be moved this weekend. Is close to winning a very prestigious award, so they're throwing profit out the window. All automobiles will be marked down to the absolute minimum acceptable balance. What this means to you is you could be getting a new Toyota at possibly the lowest prices of the year. Still trapped in your old auto loan? Then get the Carl Malone Toyota. When you make a deal, they will pay off your old car, no matter what you owe. Check out the new gas-efficient Scion. The car of the future is here. Special used car buyers will be on hand to give you a bump or fair market value for your trade. And remember, your car will never be worth more than it is today. Low credit, no problem. Bring your payment book, your title, your trade, and get absolute minimum acceptable balance. They'll in Big Monday, so get in early for best selection. Carl Malone Toyota. Exit 106 South on 515 next to Costco. I am responsible for all title tag and dealer fees.
Come on out, the Rocky Beach Country Store. You're gonna see how the West really was, how it used to be. We're here to serve the cowboy, the family and the farmer, as well as the homeowner and gardener. At Rocky Country Store, American country.
In May at the Rockety, you'll find great deals on all your lawn and garden. 20-pound bags of Splendor Growth potting soil, just 97 cents. Weeping on 40-ounce bottles, $5.99. Fresh from the greenhouse petunias, pansies, and 4-inch geraniums, and orbit sprinklers and heads for just $2. Plus, take $5 off all scent, cool, and rocky jeans. Now through May 31st at the Rockety Country Store. Exit I-15 at 5th South and Bountiful, and head west one short mile.
At Rocky Country Store, American country store.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
With us is Jared Fernandez, pitcher for the New Orleans Zephyrs from Kearns High. And well, that was quite a picture the other night. You're on the mound. You got John Buck from Taylorsville behind the plate, and Highland Zach Sorensen at the plate. I think it says a lot for Salt Lake area high school baseball.
Oh, yeah, Salt Lake's definitely getting on the map. And I think the Stingers being in Salt Lake is getting a lot more scouts there. And, you know, it's a place where a lot of people don't know, but there's a lot of great quality baseball players from out there.
Matter of fact, that same night, Mike Cosplay from East High was starting for Tucson, and Ryan Jensen was starting for Fresno. Of course, Ryan's out of Cottonwood High School, and it's just kind of fun to watch that.
Yeah, you know what's even better is in the off-season, we all play catch together, we all work out and hit. We're all rooting for each other the whole time, so it's great to have that tight-knit Utah baseball guys.
We touched on a little bit during last year's conversation, but in your mind, why is this? Why is it? It's got to be more than just the AAA team coming in, but guys are getting looked at now, and it seems like more often than not, with the exceptions being John and Zach, it's been pitching.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to assess a guy from Utah. You know, BYU usually has a 5 ERA as a team, but it's very difficult to pitch in those altitudes. So I think that, you know, the more that people get used to watching the Colorado players and Utah players, they're going to find that there's a lot of quality ball players there.
You do come back home during the off season. What kind of a regiment do you go through there? Because obviously the weather's not conducive to playing catch outside.
I've always said I always throw snowballs at the mailbox to keep my arm loose. But yeah, I mean we've lived everywhere. Minor league ball, big league ball. But we will never leave Utah. We love it there, and can't wait till the off season to get back.
Now, as far as this particular team is concerned, you mentioned earlier, it went off to a slow start, but guys are starting to pick it up, and it seems like you have that great mix, a veteran like yourself in the rotation, and last night we saw a kid who's struggling right now, but an up-and-comer in Taylor Buckles.
Yeah, and that's great when you can get those veteran guys and young kids coming up. I hope everybody feeds off each other. I mean, Phil Hyatt's been around a long time, Ryan Thompson, we got a lot of guys with big league time, and, it's good that guys like that can learn from the older guys, and hopefully they'll learn something, take something into the future.
And the key is having veterans who are good guys, because you've seen it, I've seen it. Older 6-year veterans can be difficult at times.
Yeah, some guys are a little disgruntled not being in the big leagues. It's top to bottom here. Gary Gaetti's our hitting coach, and you can't ask for any more major league experience than that. So we're learning a lot, and like they say, it is a marathon, and I think we'll be okay in the end.
Anybody back home you want to say hi to?
Say hi to my folks, and we'll see you soon.
All right, Jared, again, good luck to you. Hopefully you're back in Houston pretty soon.
Hey, thanks a lot.
All right, Jared Fernandez, our guest, back with the starting lineups for tonight's game after this on ESPN 1230.
Spring in Park City. The fresh air is calling your name, and so is Crandall Ford Mercury. Save big at Ford's Zero Plus Memorial Day sales event now through June 1st. Crandall Ford Mercury is one of Utah's oldest and most respected Ford dealers. They've been selling and servicing Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs for over 58 years. And right now, the savings are spectacular during this Memorial Day sales event. We've got Explorers, Expeditions, and Excursions with $2,000 rebates, plus 0% financing for 60 months. Or lease a new Ranger XLT Super Cab 4x4 for 39 months for only $199 per month with zero down. Lease a new F-150 Super Cab 4x4 for 39 months for only $299 per month with zero down. Oh, and get this. New Ford F-250 and F-350s with rebates and discounts totaling up to $8,000. Crandall Ford Mercury, just 20 minutes from Salt Lake on your way to Park City. Exit 145 at Kimball Junction, just across I-80 from the Outlet Mall. Crandall Ford Mercury, 1-800-487-8265.
You can hear my dad talking sleep. What'd you say? I'll show you. Dad, Redwood Road.
Furniture warehouse. No interest, no payments for 12 months.
That's funny. Ever since he visited Furniture Warehouse, he hasn't been home. Hey, let's do it again. Redwood Road.
Furniture warehouse. Huge selection. 12 months in his cash.
And he does it every time you say Redwood Road?
Furniture warehouse. Lots of sofas, 12 months interest-free.
Sometimes we do it when we're thinking in church, too. Redwood Road.
Furniture warehouse. Mattresses stacked to the rafters. No payments for 1 whole year.
Have you ever stopped? Only when I stopped saying Redwood Road.
Furniture warehouse. The lowest price and furniture guaranteed for a full year. No interest, no payments for 12 months, too. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Furniture warehouse. I rode Redwood. Redwood Road. I don't know.
KQX Murray, Salt Lake City. Roll the crowd down the hood. Is the ESPN Radio AM 1230. Worldwide leader in sports on Citadel Broadcasting Station.
Welcome back to New Orleans. Time now to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Tonight, National Tuesday Southtown. Tuesday is back in the Salt Lake area at Nationally Tuesday Southtown, located in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. First of all, for the visiting Salt Lake Stingers, leading off the shortstop, Javi Rodriguez. Batting second, the center fielder, Zach Sorensen. Hitting third and playing right field, Brian Gordon. Hitting cleanup the third base, Alex Pelaez. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Jake Brewer. Hitting sixth, the first baseman, Will Nieves. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Barry Weston. Hitting eighth, and playing left field, Derek Gibson. Batting eighth and catching, Tom Gregorio. And pitching for the Stingers will be right-hander Mike Brunet. Now for the homestanding New Orleans Zephyrs, leading off the shortstop, Eric Brutman. Batting second, the second baseman, Chris Burke. Hitting third and playing first base, Royce Huffman. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Ryan Thompson. Hitting fifth and catching, John Buck. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Bill Hyatt. Hitting seventh and playing third base, Jason Alfaro. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Mike Coolbaugh. And hitting ninth is the center fielder, Kyle Logan. Pitching for New Orleans will be right-hander Jack Wall. It's the Stingers and the Zephyrs. Game 4 of a 4-game series. Last time these two teams will meet for the 2004 campaign, and we'll have tonight's first pitch. Right after this timeout, you've been in the on-deck circle on ESPN 1230.
This has been the on-deck circle. Stay tuned. Salt Lake Stingers baseball is coming up next on the home of the Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM.
National Auto Plaza Southtown is now National Isuzu at 108 South State. So brand new National Isuzu has to make room for the biggest Isuzu SUV selection ever to come to Utah. Reliable Isuzu Rodeo. The brand new Isuzu Ascenders and fun-to-drive Axiom Sport utilities are arriving daily. So to accommodate these new vehicles, National Isuzu has to move hundreds of Utah's most premium used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at unbelievably low prices. Take thousands off Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas. Thousands off. Or get even bigger savings on all luxury models from Lexus, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. All our used inventory is priced to go quickly. Now is your chance to upgrade your vehicle without upgrading your payment. Only at the new National Isuzu, formerly National Auto Plaza Southtown, 108 South State. Call 545-9292 for details. 545-9292. 108 South State is Utah's new home, the largest selection of Isuzu. National Isuzu.
The Builders Live, the starting pitchers have finished their warm-up, and the managers have exchanged lineup cards. It's time for Salt Lake Stingers baseball. So let's go to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Stingers, Steve Krause.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salt Lake Stingers baseball on a beautiful night here in New Orleans. It's the Stingers and the Zephyrs wrapping up the 4-game set of the season series here at Zephyr Field in Metairie, Louisiana. The Stingers lost the first game of this series by a final score of 10-4, but then they bounced back. They won on Tuesday night by a final of 9-5, and then held on after coming from behind yesterday to win by a final score of 11-10. The Stingers trying to claim their first series win since the third series of the season when they swept the Grizzlies in Fresno. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment now for the New Orleans Zephyrs, and that's brought to you by the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with a beautiful cover, or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. First of all, for the Zephyrs, Phil Hyatt in left, Kyle Logan in center, and Chris Burke is in right. Royce Huffman at first. Actually, let me start all over again. Phil Hyatt in left, Kyle Logan in center, and Ryan Thompson in right. Jason Alvaro at third, Eric Ruffin at short, Chris Burke at second, and Roy Tuffman is at first. The battery of Chad Paul pitching, and John Buck catching. 4 balls, this will be his 5th start of the year, top down the New Orleans half. In 50 innings, he's given up 59 hits, 29 runs, 28 in the third. He has struck out 20 and walked 16. Hit 4 batters, no wild pitches thrown, and 3 home runs allowed. Ball 1-1 with a 5.04 earned run average. The PCL batting .296 against the 6'5", 220-pound right-hander from Reno, Nevada, Chad Qualls. Zephyrs in their home white with the forest green numerals and lettering trimmed in blue. The Stingers wearing their red tops with the white lettering and numbers. So we're ready to go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Salt Lake Stingers baseball is on the air for a Thursday night from the Big Easy. Just a reminder, the Stingers back home for a 4-game weekend, the Memorial Day weekend against Fresno before they hit the road again. Javi Rodriguez to lead it off. He swings and bounces 1 foul. Back into the left home plate for strike 1. The no balls, 1 strike to count on Javi Rodriguez, batting .297, 2 doubles, a triple, no homers, and 4 runs batted in. Since joining the Stingers from Class A Rancho Cucamonga, Rodriguez has hit safely in all 8 games he's played in. 0-1 fastball runs inside of the right-hand batter, and the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Balls rated by Baseball America as the number 7 prospect in the Astros organization. Fastball ranges from the high 80s to the low 90s. A changeup in his out, pitch is a slider. Here's Rodriguez from third base side. The pickup by Alfaro, and for the first just in time to get Rodriguez by a half step. So Javi retired on the bunt attempt, 1 away. That'll bring up Zach Sorensen, the center fielder. Sorensen batting .350, 1 double, 1 triple. No homers and 3 runs batted in. Sorensen 4 for 13 in this series with 2 runs batted in. So Sorensen, the batter, switch hitter, batting to the left side against the right-hander Qualls. And that steady breeze blowing out towards left as it has all throughout the series. Qualls missing high with a fastball, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Qualls 6'5", 220. 25-year-old right-hander delivers, and it's a breaking ball strike on the outside corner to knees, 1-1. Backdoor slider from Chad Qualls. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul outside the bag at first, so the count's 1-2 on Zach Sorensen. Chad Qualls pitching. Just his 4th professional season last year at AA Round Rock. At 28 starts, he won 8 and lost 11 with a 3.85 earned run average and 3 complete games. Here's a breaking ball that bounces in, ball 2. This is his 9th start this year for the Zephyrs in his first trip to the AAA level. 2-2 the count on Sorensen. Tomorrow night, the big fireworks night to kick off your Memorial Day weekend. The big plans to be there. 2-2 pitches line towards left center field. That's going to land on the lawn for a base hit. Racing over to cut it off is Logan. Sorensen takes a wide turn, but then scampers back as Logan cuts the ball off and fired it back in towards second base. So Sorensen's aboard with a 1-out single. So, with a runner at first base and 1 out, the batter will be the right fielder, Brian Gordon. 3 hits last night, including a monster home run over the pole and the casino sign out in right field. 84 degrees is the game time temperature. Winds out the southwest, 13 miles per hour. As we mentioned, that's blowing straight out towards left field. Infield, a double play depth. A pitch on the way. Breaking ball low as he misses with a slider. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Infield, double play depth for the New Orleans Zephyrs. Overall, Gordon in this series, 3 for 9 with 2 homers and 2 runs batted in. Ball's ready to pitch. Swinging a foul behind home plate. 1-1. Talking to Brian about that home run last night. He really didn't know where it landed and was surprised that it went over the sign back behind the pool. But he's tattooed a 3-0 delivery by Taylor Buckle. His second home run, his first to straightaway center field. 1-1 the count on Bryant. Down from the belt, ball ready to pitch. Going on, ripped to the right side and into right field, a base hit. Sorensen will stop at second base as the ball was hit sharply, and Thompson was able to get to it in a hurry. The back-to-back single for the Stingers. Put runners at first and second with only one out, and it brings up the third baseman, Alex Elias. Elias batting .342 as he's moved into 10th in the league in average. 7 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, and 26 runs batted in for Elias, who's 6 for 13 in this series and a whopping 13 for 30 on the road trip. Pitch to Elias, a fastball that runs inside of the right-hand batter, ball 1. Well, certainly this is not a ballpark that over the years has been conducive to offense, but boy, this series, I don't know if it's just hot bats or if the pitching's been suspect on both sides, but some wild numbers through the first 3 games of the series. The 1-0 pitch, Elias takes the fastball high, ball 2. New Orleans for the first 3 games, hitting .371 for the series. Stingers .350. New Orleans with 59 hits, Salt Lake with 55. New Orleans has also received 14 walks, the Stingers 17. Each team has scored 35 runs. Now the 2-0 to Elias. Swinging a snapper toward third. Alfaro's got it. The second for 1. Over to third. Not in time for the double play. Good hard fly by Brian Gordon at second base. Upending Chris Burke to prevent him from getting a lot on the throw. A good fly by Gordon. 2 outs. Runners at first and third now for Jake Thrower, second baseman. Thrower hitting .250, 13 doubles, and 17 runs batted in. Coming into this ball game, New Orleans staff ERA in this series, 7.54, and the Stingers, 7.75. New Orleans is batting .380 with runners in scoring position. The Stingers are hitting .390. A lot of offense in this series. Stingers here in the first with runners at the corners and 2 outs. The pitch to Thrower is chopped and fielded by Huff near the bag, and his momentum takes it to the sack for the out. That was ticketed for the right field corner, but Huffman lucked out the last minute and stared the bouncing ball off the bat of Jake Thrower. With no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left, and after 1/2 inning of play, it's the Stingers nothing, and New Orleans is coming to bat here on ESPN 1230.
Why is the Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. Built Right fence. They install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we couldn't be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices.
The material alone was far less than the big box hardware stores.
And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We got the vinyl fence you wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll-free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today. Here's the Indy 500 on 100,000 watts of sports radio at 101.9 FM and 1320 KFM. While we're on the subject of tradition, how about Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary? Don't miss Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday at the Delta Center at Southtown Mall in Sandy. And at Larry H. Miller Lexus in Linden. The Indy 500, Sunday on 1320 KFM. And Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. After all, you know this guy.
To the bottom of the first inning, no scores. There's Brett, but did not capitalize. It'll be Eric Brutman, Chris Burke, and Royce Huffman to face right-hander Mike Burnett. Eric Brutman batting .237, 6 double, triple, 1 homer, and 10 runs batted in. First pitch swinging, grounds 1 to the left, shortstop Rodriguez to his right, backhand throws, and pulls. He is off the bag. Good glove work on the part of Rodriguez, but his throw high and to the home plate side of first base, pulling the Davis well off the bag. So runner at first base, nobody out. They're going to be a throwing error on Rodriguez. So runner at first base, nobody out for Chris for the second baseman. Taking a look now at the defensive alignment for Singers, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. Derek Dixon in left, Zach Sorensen in center, Brian Gordon in right, Alex Pelaez at third, Javi Rodriguez at short, Jake Thrower at second, and Will Davis at first. A battery of Mike Brunet pitching, and Tom Gregorio catching. For Brunet, this is his seventh start in 30 in the third inning. Since being called up from Double-A Arkansas, he's given up 43 hits, 26 runs, 25 of them earned. He struck out 25 and walked 13. He's hit 2 batters, thrown a wild pitch, and given up 2 home runs. Brunet ready. The first pitch to Burke. Fastball outside the belt, ball 1. Brunet 1-3 with a 7.42 earned run average. The PCL hitting .339 against the 6'2", 195-pound right-hander. Mike Brunet out of Land O'Lakes, Florida, originally from Tampa. Tossed to first, and Bruntlett is back. Bruntlett reaching on the error, and so that puts him at 0 for 11 in this series. For Rodriguez, that's his third error since coming up from Class A Rancho Cucamonga. Now the pitch. Fastball just a little bit outside above the knees, 2-0. Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire, is assigned by the Pacific Coast League. Casey Moser at first base, and John McMasters is the arbiter over at third. A runner at first base, nobody out for the Zephyrs here in the bottom of the first inning. Today, the turn of the toss to first. Once again, the runner is back. Zephyrs have scored 3 runs, 1 run, and 3 runs, respectively, in order in the first 3 games of this series in the first inning. 2-0 pitch on the way. There's a fastball in at the knees for a strike, and it's 2-1. Mike with a fastball slider, change-up and quitter. Would like to hang a 0 up on the board. Start things off here. 2-1 the count on Burke, who's 6 for 14 in the series. 5 of the 6 hits are doubles. 2-1 pitch on the way is Rick Powell, just outside the bag at third. Evens the count at 2-2. He was bidding for another double there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Infield a double play next for the Stingers. Stingers had runners at first and second, and 1 out of the top of the first, but could not cash in. Now they move to first, and again the runner is back. Mike Brunet, making his 7th start. He is 1-1 with a 1.42 ERA in his 2 starts for Arkansas. Now the 2-2. Fastball high and away from the right-hand batter, and that fills the count on Burke at 3-2. Young man missed all of 2000 and 2001 with back problems, which also eventually led to problems with his elbow. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brunet ready. Bruntlett on the move. The pitch, swing and a miss for the strike up. The throw to second base. Bounces in. And in safely with a stolen base is Eric Bruntlett. Well, he didn't get a very good jump on the first base, and Gregorio had a better throw down to second base. It might have been a strike him out, throw him out double play, but looked like Tom lost the grip on that ball as he delivered it. And he kind of ducktailed on him and bounced in. Didn't have a lot on it. So Bruntlett picks up his 10th stolen base in 11 tries. So now, runner in scoring position for the Zephyrs with 1 out, and it brings up Royce Huffman, the first baseman. Huffman batting .355, good for 4th in the league in that department. 14 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and a team-leading 26 runs batted in. 6 for 13 with 2 doubles and 5 RBI in this series. Now the pitch. Strike. A fastball on the outside corner, just under the belt. 0-1 the count on Huffman. And 333 down the left field line here in New Orleans. 332 down the right field line. 385 to left center, 375 to right center, and 400 feet to straightaway center. Brunet stepping off the rubber and looking the runner Bruntlett back towards second base. As the second baseman thrower came over. No balls, one strike, the count on Huffman. Now Brunet checks the runner and comes home. Fastball whipped into right field, a base hit. Here comes the runner, Bruntlett around third. Here comes the throw from Brian Gordon. The stop sign was put up, and Bruntlett goes running back to third as Maloney was waving him around. Chris Maloney, the manager, at third. And then, as I glanced down at Brian Gordon, he put the stop sign up, and it's a good thing from a New Orleans standpoint that he did, because Gordon threw a perfect one-hop strike to the plate that would have nailed him. But now the Zephyrs have runners at the corners, with one out for Ryan Thompson, the right fielder, batting .250, 5 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 23 runs batted in. He's 6 for 14 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in this series. Infield once again will play a double play at depth with a chance to get out of the inning. Bruntlett at third, reached on an error. Now the pitch to Thompson. Breaking ball, he went around for strike 0-1. Good slider by Brunet. As Thompson pulled, tried to check his swing, but could not check it in time. Singer's parent club, the Anaheim Angels in Toronto, to try to salvage the final game of that series. Angels and Blue Jays scoreless in the 6th. Brunet ready for one strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul, rather. As ball played umpire Lance Barksdale late in raising his right hand. The ball was at least 15 feet up the first baseline before he held up his arms, indicating it was a foul ball. So now the count on Thompson is 0-2. Half of the league had day games scheduled today in the Pacific Coast League on a getaway day, maybe allowing some teams to move on to their next city. No balls, 2 strikes to count for an ace pitch. Bringing a ground ball to third. Up with it, Elias goes to second. That's one over to first, and they got him for the double play. And a good hard slide at second base by Huffman, but no were able to get enough on it to record the out. 5-4-3 double play. With that double play, another $5 is donated to the United Way, courtesy of Taco Makers. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left. So after 1 complete inning of play, there's no score in New Orleans. Here on ESPN 1230.
We'll go for the money, we'll go the show, but we're going to get around and I'll go catch you. Jake over the top, baby. Yeah.
Let me play it off Jake over the top. The name comes from the insane way their monster shakes rises inches above the top of the cup. A mountain of ice cream blended with fresh fruit, nuts, candy, and cookies. Like the strawberry banana shake, the turtle shake, or the Oreo. Join me for a burger big enough for the two. It's called a big Jake burger. This hunter, a hunk of burning world is 2 quarter-pound cheeseburgers. That's a half-pound of charred royal brown steak. Top with 2 slices of chicken, cheddar cheese, freshly cooked bacon, ketchup, tomato, mustard, pickles, lettuce, and tomatoes on a sesame seed bun.
It's that time of year for a fresh strawberry shake. Mounds of rich, smooth vanilla ice cream, loaded with tons of fresh strawberries and blended together. Add a fresh banana to make a whole new flavor. Get your shake today in 3 great sizes at Jake's. At Jake's, we don't stop at the top of the line.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Score. Both teams have had opportunities to go out in front of the first, but both starting pitchers catch balls for New Orleans, and Mike Brunet for the Stingers able to wiggle off the hook. Will Nieves to lead things off for the Stingers here in the second. Will batting .297, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. A very healthy 6 for 14 so far in this series for Will. Chad Paul getting ready to go. No decisions for Qualls in each of his last two starts. There's a pitch, hot foul, first base side out of play, strike one. Or as Mike Crusoe, the former Major League pitcher and current Giants broadcaster would say, he's had 2 workouts his last 2 starts. Not a win, it's not a loss, it's a workout. But 5 innings his last go-around on May 22nd against Edmonton. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits in 5 innings. 6 strikeouts and 3 walks. The 0-1 pitch is bounced behind the bag at third. Leaping in the air, Alfaro tips. Throws to first. Got him by an aisle edge. And Nieves can't believe it. He wants Jim Edford to argue, but Jim knows that you can't get away with arguing anymore at this level. Alfaro leaps into the air and reached back to get to that ball. Fired his strike to first base, and on a bang-bang play, he's called out. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Barry Wesson, the designated hitter, batting .246, 8 doubles, 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. Finally getting a chance to play after missing 6 straight games with a strained quad muscle, or at least a sore quad. There's a fastball inside, ball 1. The former Zephyr batting .246, 8 doubles, 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. He was 0 for 6 in 1 game against Oklahoma, and that snapped a 9-game hitting streak. He was swinging a bouncing ball behind the bag at third, knocked down by Alfaro, tipped up, throws to first, and got him. Bang-bang play again, and went Alfaro's way. That one, though, looks more definitive to be an out than the other one. Weston running hard, and he has re-injured that muscle. He is down. He was really working hard down the line, and he is down on the ground in short right field. Trainer Adam Nebula and the hitting coach, the first base coach, Jim Edford over there. And boy, you hope the way he went down, you hope it's not more serious than a strain again. But Barry, as always, gave it his all. Didn't play it safe with that quad. And he went down in the heap after crossing the bag at first base. Manager Mike Brumley also over there to see how Barry is doing. A lot of friends and family members here to watch Barry play. Again, didn't get a chance to see him play the first 3 days because of the injury. Now Barry sitting up, being tended to by trainer Adam Nebula, and now sitting up but still not getting up. Now he's being helped up by Adam as well as by Jim Edford. Now Barry trying to walk off on his own. Obviously a noticeable limp, but it'll be tough to lose Weston for any more time. Again, they've already been without Barry in the lineup for the last 6 days, and not only because of his offense, but because of his defense and that potent right arm that teams this year have not run on. Last year, he set a franchise record by throwing out 19 base runners from the outfield, including 3 in 1 game on July 5th of last year against Tacoma. Well, the good news is Barry will have some time as a DH, but more than likely he'll probably be done for the day, and so someone else will have to take that spot. Again, a nice hand for the fans here in New Orleans who remember Barry as one of the key players for the Zephyrs during the 2002 season, and he's headed straight back to the clubhouse. So with 2 outs and nobody on, the batter will be Derek Gibson, the left fielder, hitting .289. 7 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in for Derek. 5 for 9 in this series, and he's 14 for 26 on the road trip. So Gibson getting set to stand in. Derek, of course, has been in the league since the late 90s with Colorado Springs. Catch ball's ready to pitch. And it's in there at the letters for a strike 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Stingers back home tomorrow night at 6:30. Second fireworks show of the year when the Stingers take on the Fresno Grizzlies. 6:30 again Saturday night, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And then it's family night on Monday to close out your Memorial Day weekend. Mom, Dad, and all the kids in the immediate household get into General Reserve seating together. Up to 7 in the family for $10. 0-1 the count on Derek Gibson. His ball delivers, and it's blowing inside to the right-hand batter. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball's last outing that resulted in the decision was a victory at Las Vegas on May the 11th. Gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. Swing and a miss with a good slider. The count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball's originally a second-round pick in 2000 out of the University of Nevada. There's a swing and a miss, and Gibson goes down on the slider, and that'll do it for the Stingers as they're up and down in order in the second 1-2-3. And after an inning and a half, it is the Stingers something and New Orleans something on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
National Auto Plaza Southtown is now National Isuzu at 108 South State. The brand new National Isuzu has to make room for the biggest Isuzu SUV selection ever to come to Utah. Reliable Isuzu Rodeos, the brand new Isuzu Ascenders, and fun-to-drive Axiom Sport utilities are arriving daily. So to accommodate these new vehicles, National Isuzu has to move hundreds of Utah's most premium used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Unbelievably low prices. Take thousands off Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas. Thousands off. Or get even bigger savings on all luxury models from Lexus, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. All our used inventory is priced to go quickly. Now is your chance to upgrade your vehicle without upgrading your payment. Only at the new National Isuzu, formerly National Auto Plaza Southtown, 108 South State. Call 545-9292 for details. 108 South State is Utah's new home of the largest selection of Isuzu. National Isuzu.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, you can get those nasty dents and dings removed by DentPro. DentPro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. DentPro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, DentPro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At DentPro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile convenience, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll free, 1-877-DENT-PRO. Broadcasting station.
All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 our score. It'll be John Buck to lead things off, followed by Phil Hyatt and Jason Alfaro. No score after an inning and a half. John Buck from Taylorsville to lead things off. He takes the fastball outside, ball 1. Buck heading 296. 5 doubles, 5 homers, 16 runs batted in, 5 for 12 in the series. Right about where he was last year, was swinging a foul back onto the roof, strike 1. Last year, when the two teams met at Franklin Covey Field, Buck went 5 for 13, and he's 5 for 12 coming into this at-bat in this series. Well, the outfield swung around towards right for Buck. Mike Grenay ready to go, the 1-1. Fastball outside, 2-1. Just had a chance in between innings to chat with Mr. Voodoo here in New Orleans. No, not some guy who tries to sell you beats on Bourbon Street, but Mike Fada, the longtime general manager of the PCL in Tucson. 2-1 pitch, swing. He's going to foul into the glove to catcher Gregorio for a strike, 2-2. But joined the New Orleans Saints front office a couple of years ago. And this past year was put in charge of their new arena football team, the New Orleans Voodoo. They're doing quite well. They can make the playoffs their first year, and they're averaging over 15,000 a game. There's a pitch low and outside the ball, 3-2. Like most places in the South, this area loves their football. Whatever way, shape, or form. 3-2 payoff pitch with a fastball outside, ball 4. And so Buck walks to open up the second inning. Runner at first, nobody out. Batter will be Bill Hyatt, the left fielder. Batting .210, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 8 homers, 24 runs batted in. Hyatt 5 for 12 in the series with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Again, the Saints offices, as well as the Voodoos, right across the field here from the ballpark. Infield, a double play depth. They've already turned 1. Pitch on the way. Swing at a fastball and a foul back. Strike 1. Mike, a long time executive in the PCL down in Tucson. Before that in Jackson, Mississippi, when they used to have a double-A team. Well, good to see him here at the ballpark. 0-1 to count on Hyatt as the pitch comes home. Breaking ball strike. The beauty on the outside corner of up and Eaton's 0-2. Time now for a look at this date in baseball history, brought to you by Sippins Recreation in Tooele. Just 20 minutes from the ballpark. Visit Sippins, where you deal with the owner, not a salesman. 0-2 the count on Hyatt. Short lead at first for Buck as the 0-2 comes home. Fastball just missed, but I'm not sure where. Hey, struggling to figure out what to strike and what's not so far. Well, it was on this date in 1993, despite being 2 home runs shy of 400, good buddy Dale Murphy announces his retirement for the Rockies game in Houston. Rockies were going to, according to this article, as the pitch high and inside the ball, 2-2, released him to make room for Chris Jones. On this day, there's also, talk about famous plays, on this date in 1991 was the day in which Vancouver outfielder Rodney McRae, in the famous highlight, ran through the plywood fence in right field in Portland. There's a swing and a miss at a fastball. Brunet blew it by him on the high heater. His second strikeout. There's 1 down here in the second inning. Brings up Jason Alfaro, the third baseman, batting .298, 6 doubles, 5 homers, 24 runs batted in. Chip Hale, a former Buzzman, who's currently the manager at Tucson, hit the ball, and McRae ran right through the plywood fence. The late owner of the Buzz, Joe Buzis, who owned for him at the time, said they were doing some repair work out there, and the crew that day forgot to put the sandbags back down on the fence support. There's a breaking ball, low and outside, ball 1. Rodney McRae becoming an instant celebrity after that happened. His show after show aired that replay. Now the 1-ball pitch to Alfaro. Fastball in at the knees. A strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's one of the famous things that have happened on this date in baseball history. In a move that never took place, it was on this date in 1973, the Padres announced the impending sale of the club to a group that plans to move the team to Washington, D.C. Alfaro fouls one back into the screen, 1-2. Well, it was also on this date, Montreal and San Diego were awarded their National League franchises after a 10-hour meeting of league owners. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count of the right-hand inning. Jason Alfaro, the Zephyrs with a runner at first base and 1 out. No score here in the second. Now Brunet from the belt for 1-2. Fastball just barely outside as Brunet kicks at some dirt out in front of the mound. Again, he thought that was there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Outfield shaded towards right. The infield is double play depth as Brunet deals the 2-2. Low one outside, ball through the glove of Gregorio, but he only rolls a few feet behind him, and so John Buck has to hold at first base. So for the third batter out of 7, the count runs full. The pitch count continues to pile up. Three balls, 2 strikes to count on Alfaro. There goes Buck. The pitch is swung on his foul back. So we'll do it all over again. It's 3-2. On this date in 1949, the Indians had started so badly at 12-17 on the year. After winning the World Series the year, or winning the American League title the year before, that owner Bill Beck arranges his second opening day. It worked for a little while before the Indians ended up in third place. 3-2 payoff pitch with Buck going again. Swinging a foul. That one quickly into the third row behind the New Orleans dugout at first. Hopefully everybody's all right. And the count remains full of 3 balls and 2 strikes. No score. Bottom of the second inning with 1 out. New Orleans with a runner at first base. Three balls, 2 strikes. Brunet ready to pitch. Line down the right field side. Slicing fair. Cut off before it gets to the corner by Gordon. He's going to hold Alfaro to a single on the play. Buck advances to third. So for the second straight inning now, the Zephyrs have runners at first and third with only 1 out. That's their second hit of the ball game. And the batter will be the DH, Matt Coolbaugh, batting .241, 7 doubles, 7 homers, 19 runs batted in. So once again, the Zephyrs trying to move out in front. Coolbaugh, the batter, played his first game of the series last night, went 2 for 4, including a 3-run homer in the ninth. Put some of the Stingers' arm hairs on edge. It got a little nerve-wracking at that point. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Coolbaugh, the hitter, as Brunet delivers. Fastball, a little bit high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Outfield straight away for the veteran Coolbaugh, his 15th professional season. Now the right-hander Brunet ready to pitch. Swing and a miss for the slice, and that evens the count at 1-1. Today, after spending last year briefly at Round Rock and also in Korea, back in the PCL after spending 2002 with Memphis. He also was in the league in 1998 with Colorado Springs. Time called at home plate. Played 108 games for the Sky Sox this year, but none against Salt Lake. One ball, 1 strike on the right-hand batter. The infield double play. Now Brunet sets the 1-1. Fastball low and inside the right-hand batter. The count's 2-1. Kyle Logan, the center fielder, is due next. Brunet's last outing was a loss at Oklahoma on the 22nd, giving up 5 runs on 7 hits in 4 2/3 innings, despite recording a season-high 7 strikeouts. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And a splitter, and the count's 2-2. Good location, down and away. Coolbaugh unable to reach it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Like the young lady got hit on the left shoulder and is being brought up to have that shoulder tended to by first aid. Now Brunet ready, the 2-2 to Coolbaugh. Texas swing on a slider and it missed a little bit low. Ball 3 fills the count at 3-2. I would expect Alfaro to be on the run over at first base here. On 3-2, so the pitch count really piling up. It's at least 23 pitches in this inning alone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alfaro goes. The pitch is a fastball high. He walks in and the bases are loaded. And that'll bring up Kyle Logan, the center fielder, batting .260, 7 doubles, 1 triple, no homers, 10 runs batted in. Logan, 3 for 13 in this series. So Logan at the plate. Kyle, 0 for 1 with the bases loaded this year. The catcher Gregorio out to have a word with Brunet to settle him down. Again, Brunet feeling like he's being squeezed here at times. So Buck's the runner at third, Alfaro at second, Coolbaugh at first. Logan the batter. Left-handed hitter awaits the first pitch. Playing a little dribbler up the third base line and foul for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count on Kyle Logan. Fine defensive outfielder. Although this year he's made 3 errors, which is a lot for an outfielder at this point in time of the year. Back in 1998, he made only 1 error in 110 games for Broad City in the Midwest League. Bases loaded, 1 out. The infield at double play depth. Now Brunet ready with a 1-strike pitch to Logan. Swung on and flies foul into the 4th row behind the Stingers dugout at third, and now the count on Logan is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And Stingers will be done with New Orleans for the season after this game. Now the 2-strike pitch on the way. Swing and a miss over a splitter. He struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Mike Brunet. And now there's 2 outs. The bases remain loaded, though, for Eric Brutler, who reached on a throwing error by the shortstop Rodriguez, his first time up. Brutler 1 for 3 this year with 3 runs batted in, batting with the bases loaded. So big out for Brunet, but he's certainly not out of the woods yet. Outfield in and around fourth, wait for Brutler as Brunet deals. Fastball up and into the right-hand batter. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Brunet will work from the windup in this alignment with the bases loaded 2 out. The pitch, fastball, driven into deep center field. That's going to be over the head of Sorensen and all the way off the wall. Buck scores. Alfaro is in. Bullball will score. Racing for third. The throw, not in time. It's a 3-run triple for Eric Brutler, and the Zephyrs have a 3-0 lead. And for Eric Brutler, that's his first hit in 12 at-bats in this series. He just drove a 1-0 pitch way over the head of Sorensen and hit about a third of the way up from the ground in straightaway center field. Now the batter, Chris Burke, takes low and outside, ball 1 as he showed bunt. For Brutler, that is his second triple of the season, his 11th, 12th, and 13th runs batted in. Brunet ready, the 1-0. Up a little bit high, ball 2. 2-0 the count. To Chris Burke, who struck out swinging his first time up. Third hit of the ball game was that triple. 2-0 pitch, and that's low. 3-0 the count on Chris Burke with Royce Huffman on deck. Now the pitch, fastball down middle, a strike goes 3-1 to Burke. Eric Brutler with a big hit here for the Zephyrs. Now the pitch on the 3-1, line towards right center field. Sorensen racing back. That one's over his head and rolling to the wall. In to score Brutler. Burke at the second base with his 6th double of this series, and it's now 4-0 New Orleans. His 13th double of the year, his 20th run batted in. And now pitching coach Rich Bombard making his way to the mound. Well, the Zephyrs going wild here in the second inning. Loads the bases with 1 out. Brunet with the strikeout of Logan, looking like he might be able to get out of it. He was unable to do so. 4 runs have scored. And now the batter will be Royce Huffman, who singled right field his first time up. An amazing number. Chris Burke with 6 doubles in this series. So here's Huffman, who's batting .500 in this series. 7 for 14. First pitch on the way from Brunet. Fastball grounded on 2 hops to third. Pelaya's got it. The step of the sort of first on target and in time. And that retires the side. 8 men come to bat for the Zephyrs here in the second, and 4 to score. On 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner was left on base. After 2 completed, New Orleans 4, the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Want a new car but feel trapped in your old auto? Been turned down because of slow or no credit? Stop into Malone Honda says, we'll find a way. If you're sick and tired of driving that old car, if you're tired of being told no, then get to Stop into Malone Honda. Buyers will be on hand this Friday, Saturday, and Monday to give you the maximum allowance by book for your current trade. Your car will never be worth as much as it is right now. Remember, when you make a deal, Stop into Malone Honda. We'll pay off that old car no matter what you owe. One way to beat the high price of gas is to drive a Honda. And when you purchase a new or newer car, Stop into Malone Honda is including gas for a year. Low interest rate, bad credit, slow credit, no problem. Stop into Malone Honda. All we do is discount Hondas and save you money. Southtown Auto Mall, exit 106 South off I-15. Buyer pays tax, tag, and bus fees. Gas based on 2 tanks per month, not to exceed $500. Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
So with 2 innings, Stingers down a 4-0 hole will be Tom Gregorio, Javi Rodriguez, and Zach Sorensen. But I'm 1 and 2 hitters due up for the Stingers here in the 3rd inning. Also, it's time to find out what else is happening under the lights tonight at PCL and Major League Baseball. Brought to you by Ace Hardware, the new Reveal light bulb. Check out the new Reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Tom Gregorio takes a strike on the outside corner at the knee, 0-1. Tom batting 208, 2 doubles, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch, swing and a foul. Back to the screen, 0-2. Gregorio 2 for 4 with a double and a run batted in this series. 3 finals from this afternoon of the PCL at Albuquerque. The Isotopes shut out Tucson 5-0. Mike Zanini with a 3-hitter. The 0-2. Gregorio pops it up foul. First base side, well out of play. Out 7 rows deep. So it's still 0-2. Colorado Springs edge Las Vegas 4-3. Brian Goldberg the winner, 3 and 4. Scott the loser, 2 and 6. Scott Tillman with his first save for Las Vegas. Perez and Bell homer. Sanders and Tracy go deep for Colorado Springs. Now the 0-2. Gregorio chops one foul at the third base side. Still 0-2. At Oklahoma, the Red Hawks defeated Edmonton 4-3. Iowa and Tacoma were rained out. That game will not be made up. 0-2 the count on Gregorio. Later on, Nashville at Fresno. Sacramento hosts Memphis, and Omaha visits Portland. The 0-2 fastball fouled back again. This one into the upper deck to our right. So it's still 0-2. In the American League, they're in the bottom of the 5th. The Orioles trailing the Yankees 8-3. Baltimore took a 3-0 lead in the 3rd. New York scored all 8 of their runs in the 5th inning. Now the 0-2 again. Breaking ball low and outside to the right-hand batter. 1-2 the count. Miguel Tejada and Rafael Palmeiro homers for Baltimore. Alex Rodriguez hit his 12th for the Yankees. Bottom of the 5th at Fenway. It's Oakland crushing the Red Sox 12-0. 1-2. Gregorio swings and pops it up. First base side, foul ground near the coach's box. Huffman, the first baseman, puts it away for out number 1. That's 6 in a row, retired by Chad Qualls. 1 away. That'll bring up Javi Rodriguez, who bounced out the 3rd, his first time up. Eric Chavez with his 13th, and Scott Hatteberg with his 5th home run for Oakland. sixth inning at Cleveland. The Indians lead the Mariners 8-4. Cleveland trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. First pitch to Rodriguez. Fastball in at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Toronto ended up scoring 3 in the 8th, in the 7th rather. They lead Anaheim in the 8th, 3-0, going for the sweep. There's a fastball high, ball 1. 1-1 to Javi Rodriguez. Bottom of the third in Chicago, the White Sox lead Texas 4-0. Jose Valentin with his 7th home run of the year. 1-1 pitch on the way. Rodriguez swings and misses over a slider for a strike. 1-2. This afternoon, Detroit pounded out 27 hits as they beat Kansas City 17-7. Carlos Pena with a pair of home runs for the Tigers, his 7th and 8th of the year. A 1-2 to Rodriguez, swinging a tapper on one, out back to the hill. Falls off the mound to get it, throws to first, and that's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Zach Sorensen, single to center field his first time up. Ken Harvey hit his 6th home run for the Royals. Detroit scoring in every inning but the 4th and the 7th. Tampa Bay hits Minnesota 5-4. Halama the winner, 1-1. Silva the loser, 5-3. Double former buzzman with home runs for Minnesota. Corey Kowski is 6th, and Jock Jones is 9th. Rocco Baldelli hit his 4th for Tampa Bay. First pitch to Sorensen, fastball high, ball 1. 1 game in progress in the National League. Atlanta leading at Philadelphia 6-0 in the 6th. Andrew Jones with his 11th home run for the Braves. Later on, Arizona at San Francisco. All the rest of the action is finished. 1-0 fastball high, ball 2. 2-0 to Sorensen. Florida tops Cincinnati 5-2. Penny over Harang. Armando Benitez with his 18th save. Milwaukee dumps the Dodgers 3-1. Ben Sheets over Jeff Weaver. 2-0 pitch on the way. Foul back, 2-1. Milton Bradley with his 7th home run for the Dodgers. Scott Podsetnik his 5th for the Brewers. Cardinals doubled up the Pirates 6-3. Tupon the winner 4-4. Vogelsong loser 1-4. Jason Isringhausen with his 9th save. 2-1 pitch. Inside of the knees for a ball. 3-1 the count on Sorensen. Scott Rowland his 11th home run of the year for St. Louis. In 10 innings in Denver, San Diego rallied for a 4-3 win over the Rockies. 3-1 pitch to Sorensen. Swinging a ground ball right after second baseman Burke, who gobbles it up. Sidearms it over to first, and it's a 1-2-3 third for the Stingers. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. And after 2.5, it's the Royals 4 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
National Auto Plaza Southtown is now National Isuzu at 108 South State. The brand new National Isuzu has to make room for the biggest Isuzu SUV selection ever to come to Utah. Reliable Isuzu Rodeos, the brand new Isuzu Ascenders, and fun-to-drive Axiom Sport utilities are arriving daily. So to accommodate these new vehicles, National Isuzu has to move hundreds of Utah's most premium used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at unbelievably low prices. Take thousands off Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas. Thousands off. Or get even bigger savings on all luxury models from Lexus, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. All our used inventory prices go quickly. Now is your chance to upgrade your vehicle without upgrading your paint. Only if a new National Isuzu, formerly National Auto Plaza Southtown, 108 South State. Call 545-9292 for details. 545-9292. 108 South State is Utah's new home of the largest selection of Isuzus. National Isuzu.
If you need car insurance, your local Geico Direct insurance professional is here for you. There are definite advantages to having a local insurance representative. You can't beat the service, and it's nice to know a real-life person is around to answer your questions. That's why Geico Direct has a local office in Layton, staffed with professionals who know the insurance business just as well as they know the neighborhood. Call your Geico professional today. No matter what you need, you can be sure it will be well done. Call 298-9336. That's 298-9336. Right here in Lincoln.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM.
Well, you go down to the bottom of the third inning. It's 4-0. in favor of New Orleans. It'll be Ryan Thompson, John Buck, and Bill Hyatt. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in the Zephyr order to face right-hander Mike Brunet. Thompson bounced in the inning, 5-4-3 double play his first time up. Here he takes Hyatt inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Thompson. Brunet working quickly. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Backhanded by the catcher Gregorio. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Now the pitch. Swung out and fouled. Straight back. 2-1 the count. Stingers baseball brought to you in part by Taco Maker. Try Taco Maker's new grilled ranchero pork burrito for only $2.89. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. The pitch. Third ball, that's popped up. Shallow left. Rodriguez, a shortstop, about 10 feet back on the outfield grass, puts it away for out number 1. Thompson retired. That'll bring up John Buck, who walked and scored in the second inning. Taco Maker donates $5 to the United Way for every double play turned by the Stingers this year. With the double play in tonight's first inning, they have turned 46 double plays, making the total donation so far $230. So here's John Buck. One of his teammates, Danny Fothery, who just came off the disabled list today. One of the 3 catchers on the roster here. Getting the opportunity, he's been chosen to be the All-Star Game bullpen catcher in Houston for the National League. Besides being selected for the All-Star Futures Game, the U.S. team. There's an off-speed pitch to Buck. Over for a strike, 0-1. He'll also throw batting practice. Teammate says he's an excellent BP pitcher. The 0-1. Long on and line towards right. Racing back towards it. Still going back. Jumps up and can't bring it in. It rolls to the wall. Rounding first and heading for second base is John Buck with a 1-out double. That's his 6th two-bagger of the season. The runner in scoring position, 1 out. That'll bring up Bill Hyatt, who struck out swinging his first time up. So Fothery, his wife Jennifer, will be going to Houston for the All-Star Game, courtesy of their general manager in Houston, Jerry Hunsicker, and their assistant GM, Ken Purpura. A nice honor for Danny Fothery. Here's Bill Hyatt now. Pitch down the way, and it's cut at and missed. A fastball for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at second, Buck checking the defense behind him. The pitch, low and outside for a ball. That evens the count on Hyatt at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Mike Brunet at this point can afford to fall behind much further. They're already down 4-0, and Chad Qualls seems to be on a roll, having retired 8 in a row. Now the 1-1 pitch to Hyatt. Swinging a roller towards short. Rodriguez has it. The runner Buck has to hold it second to throw to first in time for the out. It's down by Rodriguez, but the base runner saw the ground ball in front of him, so he wisely decided to hold his ground. Over at second base, Rodriguez with the strong throw to get Hyatt by his step. So with 2 outs and a runner at second, the batter will be Jason Alfaro, who singled to right and scored in the second inning. Now the pitch. Breaking ball, low and outside. 1-0 to the right-hand batter. Jason Alfaro, a Texas League All-Star infielder a couple of years ago at Round Rock. Buck the lead at second base as the 1-0 comes home. Swing and a check foul. Back into the left of home plate. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Series against Fresno begins tomorrow night at Franklin Covey Field. It'll be right-hander Jason Middlebrook trying to turn things back in his favor. Now the pitch, swinging a high bounder towards short. Rodriguez charges, gets it on the first out, sidearms it to first, and that'll do it for Alfaro and the Zephyrs here in the third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left. It's the end of 3. It's New Orleans 4, the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM.
Doc, I need help.
Lie down and just relax. Okay, now what do we talk about? Association. When I say furniture, you say...
That's a word. Sofas and more sofas equals largest selection of sofas. I see sofas for $2.99 and leather sofas for only $5.99.
Oh, I see. So when I say Redwood Road, you say...
Furniture warehouse. Mattresses stacked to the rafters. Put in your warranty. Like hot sets starting at $2.99.
You say all this when I say Redwood Road?
Have recliners from Lane, clocks from Howard Miller, basket mirrors, Trotter, Douglas, and...
All of this is on Redwood Road.
Furniture warehouse. Sectional bookcases, computer desks, office desks, phone desks, recliners, nobody beats their price.
Okay, let's try again. Redwood Road.
Furniture warehouse. Designer furniture as furnished in the award-winning homes in the parade of homes. Doc? Hey, Doc, where'd you go? Hello?
You went to Furniture Warehouse on Redwood Road. No. KQS Murray, Salt Lake City. This is the ESPN Radio AM 1230. Worldwide leader for a Citadel Broadcasting Station. You're taking your car in, or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and danger removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Go to the fourth inning. It's 4-0 in favor of the Zephyrs. It'll be Brian Gordon, Alex Malayas, and Jake Brewer due up to face right-hander Cash Walls. Finishing up the rotation for the 4-game series against Fresno. Stingers, by the way, have beaten the Grizzlies 7 out of 8 this year. Brandon Emanuel goes Saturday night against left-hander Adam Pettichon. Sunday afternoon, Chris Buchek will take on Ryan Jensen, and then Monday night at 6:30 it'll be Steve Green going up against right-hander Chris Begg. Here's Brian Gordon, who singled to right his first time up. Steve Green, with that win last night, is 19th as the Salt Lake Stinger. That moves into the sole possession of 5th in the all-time victories list in franchise history as the pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes to count. Now the pitch is a breaking ball. That's over for a strike. And the count on Brian Gordon, even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 New Orleans here in the fourth. Now the pitch. Swung on and fouled quickly into the seats behind the third base dugout. Everybody seems to be all right. 1-2 the count. Green had been tied at 18 with Gus Gandarias and Dan Serafini. Now within 3 of the 2 pitchers tied for third, Travis Miller and Shane Bowers. Now the 1-2 pitch to Gordon. Slider low for a ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The breeze still blowing out here in New Orleans as ball delivered. Fastball inside, and Gordon hits the deck to get out of the way. That fills the count at 3-2. New Orleans starts short and offered at it. So the count on Brian Force, 3-2. Trying to get something started for the Stingers here in the fourth as they are down by 4 runs. Out falls into his windup, the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, that's the slider in at the knee. Strike 3 call. Second strikeout for Falls, and there's 1 down here in the fourth. Brings up Alex Malayas, who bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. Time now to find out who's hot and who's cold. And PCL brought to you by your Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. Keep cool this summer and warm next winter. Visit any of the Utah area Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. 2 players in the league have 14-game hitting streak going on right now. There's a pitch lifted into center field. Logan going back, still going back, and at the edge of the track, he'll haul it in for out number 2. Now he's got that one up into the air, had some arc to it, and allowed Logan to run it down. Did it well, but Logan records the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Jake Thrower, who bounced out the first his initial time up. Trinidad Hubbard of Iowa has a 14-game hitting streak, batting .490 during his stretch. Andy Green of Tucson also with a 14-game hitting streak working. He's batting .448 during that stretch. With 2 outs and the bases empty. The pitch. Fastball high, ball 1 to Thrower. Rene Reyes is up at the major league level with the Rockies, his longest active on-base streak going at 19 straight. Andy Green of Tucson has reached base in 18 consecutive games. 1-0 pitch on the way. A fastball to Thrower misses outside. 2-0. Team-wise, Iowa's won 4 in a row. Tucson 3 straight for the longest winning streaks in the league right now. Tacoma has lost 3 straight for the longest losing skid, along with Albuquerque, which had lost 3 in a row. 2-0 to Thrower, chopped to the right side, scooped up on the second hop by Huffman. He'll take it himself 3 steps to the bag for the out. And that's 11 in a row retired by Chad Wall. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And after 3 1/2 innings of play, it's New Orleans 4 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
Why is the Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. At Built Right Fence, they install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we can be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices.
The materials alone were far less than the big box hardware stores.
And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We have the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right, spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today. Here's the Indy 500 on 100,000 watts of sports radio at 101.9 FM and 1320 KFan. While we're on the subject of tradition, how about Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary? Don't miss Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday at the Delta Center, the Southtown Mall in Sandy, and at Larry H. Miller Lexus of Linden. The Indy 500, Sunday on 1320 KFan, and Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. After all, you know this guy.
The bottom of the 4th inning here at Zephyrs Field. New Orleans leading the Stingers by a score of 4-0. It'll be Mike Coolbaugh to lead things off, followed by Kyle Logan and Eric Brutman. Coolbaugh threw a base on balls in the second and scored on the triple by Brutman. Pitch on the way is a high bouncer to third. Elias waits for it to come down. London and throws to first for the out. 1 pitch, 1 away. They wait for it, not it. 1 away, they'll bring up Kyle Logan, who struck out swinging his first time up. This afternoon at Earl Wilson Stadium in Las Vegas, San Diego State cuts out the Utes by a final score of 8-0 in the Mountain West Conference baseball tournament. Utah beating BYU yesterday to advance. There's a switch inside. That one caught Kyle Logan in the right leg. Logan down but not out as he walks towards first base. So Brunet hits Logan with a pitch, and for Mike, that's the third batter he's punched this year. And with that, a runner at first base and 1 out for Eric Brutman, who reached out an error. His first time up, but then delivered a 3-run triple in the second with 2 outs. His first hit in 12 at-bats in this series. So with the loss, Utah will now play the winner of the game coming up tonight between New Mexico and Air Force. There goes the runner, the pitch. Trapped by the catcher, Gregorio. It'll be a stolen base for Kyle Logan. His 6th and 7th try. The count on bunt with 1 ball and no strikes. And New Mexico Air Force game will be an elimination game. Air Force, which did not win a single regular season game in the Mountain West Conference, eliminated BYU yesterday in a shocker, 5-3, after the Cougars lost to Utah for the first time after beating them 13 straight. There's a slider, and it's an easy strike, and the count on bunt was even at 1 ball and 1 strike. San Diego State and UNLV, the only 2 unbeaten teams in the double elimination tournament. They play each other tomorrow afternoon as well. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball, and it's packed up. Left side of the infield. Alex Malaya is the third baseman, giving way to the shortstop Rodriguez, who one-hands it for the out. Left time, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. Brings up Chris Burt, who's 1 for 2 on the night. An RBI double his last time up. That'll be just a shock for Vance Law and the crew to be eliminated the first day of play in the Mountain West Conference tournament. A tournament that will get eminently tougher with the addition of TCU to the league. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball low, ball 1. Want to know the count on Burt. Has 7 hits in the series, 6 of them doubles. We're there in morning around these parts with LSU being beaten in 2 straight games in the Southeast Conference Tournament. Breaking ball strike, 1-1, whereas the Mountain West usually only gets their conference tournament champion in the NCAA tournament. LSU is still guaranteed of a spot in the tournament. They seem to be regulars the whole series in Omaha. Now the 1-1. This is strike 1 and 2. Last year, they played the Super Regional between LSU and Tulane here at this ballpark. A park that seats maybe normally about 13,000, and they drew over 50,000 for the 3-game series. That's, needless to say, about 17,000 a game. They were crammed in everywhere. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss over a splitter. He struck him out. And that retires the side. Strikeout number 4 for Mike Brunet. No runs, no hits. The hit batsman and 1 runner left on base. We move to the 5th inning of play here in New Orleans. The score, the Zephyrs 4 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
America is a country of entrepreneurs. And if you're a small business owner, you're helping shoulder the lion's share of the U.S. economy. You can lighten that load a little by joining Sam's Club. Sam Walton created Sam's Club to give small business owners the purchasing power of big businesses. So no matter what kind of business you own, when you shop at Sam's Club, you get everyday low costs on products you need every day. And you can rely on us to carry those products at low warehouse prices. To save you time, we offer click and pull and fax and pull, convenient services to help you order ahead for fast pickup. Place your order at samsclub.com or by fax before 5 p.m. and at no extra charge, it's ready to pick up the next morning. Now that's teamwork. And we'd like to be a small part of your team. After all, while you may be carrying around the weight of the American economy, you shouldn't have to do all the heavy lifting by yourself. Join the club. Sam's Club. We are in business for small business.
Only today on DVD and video, Scary Movie 3, starring Anna Faris, Charlie Sheen, Eddie Griffith, plus non-stop celebrity cameos. It's outrageously funny, the funniest scary movie yet. Rated ABC TV, Scary Movie 3, directed by David Zucker, rated PG-13, bearing strongly caution for pervasive, crude, and sexual humor, language, comic violence, and drug references. Hilarious DVD bonus material not related. From Convention Home Video. Now opening opportunity for the video department. One day winner, 99 cents, Monday through Thursday.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Time to go to the 5th inning. 4-0 the score in favor of New Orleans. It'll be Will Davis. Casey Smith will take Terry Weston's spot, and then Derek Dixon. Davis mounts out for the third baseman Alfaro. Will thought he had beaten the ref at first base, but umpire Casey Moser rung him up. Much to his dismay. Outwardly from up here, and certainly we don't know for certain, it looked like he was a little bit perturbed, but no one argued the call. And the fifth inning innings for a strike, and it's 0-1. Our fifth inning, middle of the game reset of the New Orleans defensive alignment, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. Bill Hyatt in left, Kyle Logan in center, Ryan Thompson in right. We'll check out the infield after the 0-1 pitch. The high bouncer back to third. Alfaro's got it. The long throw on target and in time for out number 1. 12 in a row, sit down by Chad Qualls. Brings up Casey Smith, who's batting for the first time. Smith batting .233. 2 doubles and 5 runs batted in. For New Orleans, Jason Alfaro at third. Eric Trumpet at short. Chris Burke at second and Roy Sussman at first. The batter at Chad Qualls pitching and John Buck catching. Technically, I guess this would be considered a pinch hitting performance. There's a bunt check foul by Casey behind the plate. Strike 1. Smith in this series, 4 for 12. The run batted in. Smith the hitter. It didn't look good the way Barry went down back to first base. Fastball high and inside, 1-1, so he may be lost for a while. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Ball's ready to pitch. Smith takes high for a ball, and it's 2-1. Casey up from Double-A Arkansas earlier this year, where he was hitting .230 in 23 games. 4 doubles and 8 runs batted in. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball high, ball 3. 3-1 the count on Casey. Outfield straight away for Smith. Ball through 4 1/3 innings has allowed 2 first-inning singles. 2 strikeouts, no walks. Here's the 3-1. Swinging a chopper over the mound behind second base, fielded by the shortstop front, but going to his left. His throw to first and plenty of time for the out. The 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring up Derek Gibson, who struck out swinging his first time up. Swung and missed at a nasty slider from Qualls. Qualls last year with Round Rock. He's rated as the number 7 prospect by Baseball America. He led the Texas League last year with 142 strikeouts. He also faced the Astros organization with 175 innings pitched as Gibson grounds 1 foul outside the bag at third. 1 strike to count. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Zephyrs. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Stingers. 0-1 the count on Derek Gibson as Qualls delivers. Fastball foul, back off the top of the screen. The count's 0-2. 0 balls, 2 strikes to count. A 3-run triple by Eric Buffett, followed by a run-scoring double by Chris Burke, all coming in the second inning. For New Orleans. 0-2 pitch is put to the center field, a base hit. So Derek Gibson able to pick up the third hit of the ball game for the Stingers. Ending the run, 13 consecutive hitters retired by Qualls. So Gibson continues to swing the hot bat, his 15th hit of the road trip. Well, 1 on, 2 out for Tom Gregorio. Tops the first his initial time up. Swings and he lines one into right center field. On the run, Logan dives and can't come up with it. It bounces behind him. Thompson's there to back it up. Gregorio lumbers into second base with a double. It's there. Gibson steps to third. Great effort by Kyle Logan on the diving attempt, but he couldn't come up with it. And so Tom Gregorio instead has his 3rd double of the year. Now a 2-out base hit here could cut the deficit in half. With runners at second and third, 2 out. The batter, Javi Rodriguez. He's bounced to third and grounded to the mound. Gibson at third, Gregorio at second. The Stingers try to erase the 0 off the scoreboard. First pitch to Rodriguez, swinging a ground ball to short. Up with it is Clemens, a step in the throw to first, and plenty of time to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on base at the halfway point of the scheduled 9-rounder. It's New Orleans 4, the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
Hi, this is Larry Hanson with Q Auto Sales. The other day, a friend of mine called me. He was looking for a car for his daughter that had just graduated from school. And he said, Larry, how come you're not listed in the phone book? I know you've been in business for about 20 years now, and I've talked to lots of folks that are happy with the cars they bought from your company. Don't you think you ought to have your name in the phone book? Of course, I asked him where he was looking, and he said, under the Q, of course. Aha, that's the problem, I said. We are CU Auto Sales, pronounced Q Auto Sales. Nearly 20 years ago, we started out with offices and credit unions doing leasing for members. We called our company Q Leasing, as in credit unions. As we grew and progressed into selling hundreds of cars a year, we changed our name to Q Auto Sales. I told him that not only were we in the phone book, but we had a great internet site at QAutoSales.com. You know, like the letter C and the letter U followed by autosales.com. If you're looking for a late model used car, truck, van, or sport utility that's been fully inspected and certified in our own shop, give us a call or stop by our lot at 4144 South State. At Q Auto Sales, I know you'll find our way of doing business to be refreshing.
The story you thought you knew becomes the adventure you never imagined. Peter Pan, now on DVD and video, is the all-new fun-filled fantasy CBS TV calls the best family film of the year. Filled with incredible special effects and non-stop entertainment, Peter Pan has endless wondering thrills. The WBTV applauds it as a magical adventure for all ages. Peter Pan. Own it now on DVD and video. Only from Universal Studios Home Video. Rated PG. Available at any Albertsons with a video department. One-day rentals, 99 cents, Monday through Thursday.
Bottom of the 5th inning here in New Orleans. Zephyrs leading 4-0. All their runs coming in the 2nd inning. It'll be Royce Huston, Ryan Thompson, and John Buck. 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for the Zephyrs batting order to face right-hander Mike Grenade. Our 5th inning, middle of the game reset the Stingers defensive alignment, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with a beautiful cover, or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. First the pitch to Huffman. It's a breaking ball low, ball one. Derek Gibson in left, Jack Sorensen in center, Brian Gordon's in right. Alex Pelaez at third, Javi Rodriguez at short, Jake Thrower at second, and Wilmy Avis at first. The battery of Mike Grenade pitching. Tom Gregorio catching. Here's a ground ball skipping off the mound to shortstop Rodriguez. He's short of first, pulls the Avis off the bag. Throw and a tail to it as the one earlier did, and it would have beaten Huffman at the bag, but the throw pulled the Avis off to the home plate side of first base. So a runner at first base, nobody out. Rodriguez charged with both Salt Lake errors in the ball game, and now Javi has 4 in his Stingers uniform. So runner at first, nobody out for Ryan Thompson. He's grounded into a double play and popped up. First pitch fastball, and it's an 80s for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The Stingers had opportunities in the first and 5th, but have been unable to cash in. Although in both cases, their opportunities came after there were already 2 outs. So one pitch is skied to right center field. Sorensen, the center fielder, coming in and over for it. He'll put it away for out number 1. Actually, in the first inning, they did have runners at first and second base with 1 out. Then first and third with 2 outs before coming up empty. Here's John Buck, who's walked and doubled in 2 plate appearances. So Buck standing in. Angels lost that game at Toronto tonight, 3-2. Roy Halladay, the winner, 5-4. Sharon Washburn, the loser, 7-2. So the Blue Jays sweep the Angels in that series. Anaheim now heads to Chicago for a series with the White Sox. Rodder at first base, 1 out. Grenade moved to first, and Huffman diving back into the bag. Well, walked the lead off the second, came in to score on the triple by Brussels, then he doubled with one out in third, but was left at second base. Now Brunei from the belt, ready to pitch. Swinging a high bouncer behind the bag at third, and that's a foul ball. Foul ball ruled, and that's strike one. Well, as the series has gone on, it seemingly is getting harder and harder out in front of that home plate area here. Some awfully high bounces. Putting the pressure on the infield defense. New Orleans goes to Omaha from here. Omaha has dropped below the Stingers with the lowest winning percentage in the league. They're at .404. Stingers at .422. Fresno and Las Vegas at .426. 0-1 the count on Buck. Now Brunei from the belt ready with a throw to first base. And the runner's back. This ballpark opened in 1997. It has seen better days. Now a whole lot of money has been spent on the upkeep here. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball, low, 1-1. Several booths in the press box, including the visitors' booth. Air vents and ceiling covered with mold. And that can't be good. I learned that watching that Extreme Home Makeover show. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Brunei from the belt ready. Again the throw to first. And again Huffman dives back in safely. One ball, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the fifth. 4-0 New Orleans. Now Brunei ready. For 1-1 to Buck. Slider. Did he check his swing in time? Yes. The first base umpire Casey Moser, and the count's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Tampa Bay out in front of Calgary 1-0 in the latter stages of the second period. Calgary up 1-0 in that series. Now the 2-1 pitch to Buck. Long on and hit in the air towards right. Gordon going back. It's up there, and it is gone. A 2-run up at the field home run for John Buck. His 6th of the year, and it's now 6-0 New Orleans. That ball had to cut its way through the crosswind, but it carried over the barrier at the 375 mark in right center field. Well, obviously, one of the runs is unearned. The first one is Buck with his 6th home run, and that is his 2nd of this series. And the 2nd home run in his career against his hometown team. Well, he has had a whale of a series. Most of the New Orleans Zephyrs bats have. He's 7 for 14 now. Here's Phil Hyatt is 0 for 2. As I mentioned, this ballpark's been open now. This is his 7th year. Renee first pitch to Hyatt, low for a ball, 1-0. And in the entire history of this ballpark, bringing over 100 series played here by the Zephyrs. 1-0 pitch to Hyatt, swinging and a miss out in front of the changeup, 1-1. This is the first series ever in team history in which they have scored 10 or more runs twice in the same series. Once it was enough for a win, once it was not enough. 1-1 pitch is low for a ball, 2-1. They're at 6 right now here in the 5th inning. Now the 2-1 pitch, low and outside. Ball 3 on the 81st pitch thrown by Brunei in the ballgame. Now the 3-1. Swung on. That's lifted in the air to deep right center. Brian Gordon going back, but he draws the beat on it. And just on the edge of the warning track makes the catch for out number 2. So Hyatt sending it deep to the opposite field. Who's 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded out in 2 plate appearances. Activity beginning to start out. The Stingers bullpen, curveball, strike 0-1. Actually, someone went out there to catch. Now all of a sudden they're coming back in terms. There won't be any activity in the bullpen. 0-1 the count on Alfaro. The pitch. Serve over for a strike. Get it quickly. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. All 6 runs for New Orleans have come in on extra base hits. Now the 0-2 bounces in front of home plate and over the right shoulder of Gregorio back to the screen. There's 1-2. A 3-run triple by Eric Preston, an RBI double by Chris Burke, and a 2-run home run by John Buck. Zephyrs trying for the series split here. 2 teams split the season set a year ago. There's a pitch, bringing a ground ball to the left of third, past the diving Pelaez. So Alfaro has his second hit of the ball game, hit number 7 for the Zephyrs, and that'll bring up Mike Coolbaugh, who's walked and grounded out in 2 plate appearances. He is getting loose now for the Stingers. It may be Steve Andrade. Runners first base, 2 outs, the pitch. Fastball, pop foul. Third base side, back into the 6th, strike 1. It's downstairs and bounces all the way into the 6th row of the upper deck. A very happy fan ends up with it. No balls, 1 strike to count. No balls, 1 strike to count on Coolbaugh. Now Burday's pitch. Swung on, fly ball, shallow right center. Sorensen on the run, dives, can't get up with it. Gordon's there to back it up, though, and flip it in towards second. To hold Coolbaugh to a single. Alfaro advances to third. Good effort by Sorensen on the dive, but he couldn't come up with it. So now runners at the corners with 2 out. And the batter will be Kyle Logan, who has struck out swinging and has been hit by a pitch. NBA playoffs, game 4 of the Western Conference Final. 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. He will lead the Lakers by 4, 22-18. That game over on 1320 KFan. So Alfaro at third, Coolbaugh at first with 2 outs. 2 runs in it, 6-0 New Orleans. Pitch. Bringing a bouncing ball over the mound. The shortstop Rodriguez charges, gloves, and does so while his foot's on the bag. The force out on Coolbaugh. That retires the side. 2 more runs scored for the Zephyrs on 3 hits, 1 error. 1 of the runs is unearned, and 2 runners were left on base. After 5 complete innings of play, it's New Orleans 6 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
Why are we turning here?
Go look at used cars.
I thought we were going to Gus Polish.
We are.
Gus is in West Valley City. This is Jordan Landing.
Right.
Did I miss something?
He's growing.
Who's growing?
Gus.
Growing? At his age?
Imagine that.
No more short trips, no more booster seats at restaurants, no more ads with half a head.
Huh?
Oh, Miss Gus is finally growing. And if we can grow, maybe we can all.
Oh, this is a sign. It gives the world new hope, honey.
It's a miracle.
His dealership is growing.
What?
We've expanded. This is their new used car lot.
Oh. Well, that's kind of miraculous, isn't it?
If you say so.
Guys do.
Gus may not be getting any taller, but with a new dealership at Jordan Landing, the service and selection keeps getting better.
Hey, I wonder if I'm still growing.
I wonder.
Want to measure me when we get home?
I'm not sure you're coming home.
Aw.
The Gus Paulus Auto Group. With Gus, anything's possible.
Opportunities, not just numbers. Pounding. Right now, you can pick in a new Honda, motorcycle, scooter, or ATV in stock with 0 down payment and 6.9% fixed APR for up to 5 years to American Honda Finance Corporation. And right now, you can register to win a Honda XR80R in a Big Deals Little Wheels program brought to you by Honda and Segment. See store for rules and details. Come get down to Stedman's Recreation on Main and Tooele. Honda available qualified buyers. For example, 60 monthly payments of $19.75 and $48,000 finance. Offer good through May 31st, 2004. Other restrictions apply.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
We go now to the 6th inning. It's all New Orleans here tonight. The Zephyrs lead it by a count of 6-0. Zach Sorensen, Brian Gordon, Alex Elias, 2, 3, and 4 hitters, 2 up. To face right-hander Chad Walls, who's allowed 4 hits, no runs through 5 innings of work. Trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. First pitch to Sorensen. Inside at the knees, ball 1. Zach singled to center of the first, grounded out the 2nd and the 3rd. Now the line by Ball for 1-0. Fastball upstairs, 2-0 the count. Time now, once again, to find out what's happening under the lights tonight at the PCL and Major League Baseball. Brought to you by GE Lighting and the new Reveal Light Bulb. Check out the new Reveal Bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. 2-0 pitch. That one, this is upstairs for ball 3. 3-0 the count on Sorensen. Again, 3 finals and a postponement from this afternoon. Albuquerque shut out Tucson 5-0. Colorado Springs at Las Vegas 4-3. 3-0 pitch, struck in the inside corner for Dave, 3-1. Oklahoma scored on the bottom of the 9th to edge Edmonton 4-3. Iowa and Tacoma canceled due to rain. That game will not be made up. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and punched to the left field, a base hit. Zach Sorensen has his 2nd hit of the game. Hit number 5 for the Stingers, who have a runner at first base now with nobody out. That'll bring up Brian Gordon, who has signaled and has been called out on strike. Still about 25 minutes away from Nashville at Fresno, Omaha at Portland, and Memphis at Sacramento from getting started. Ball's ready, and the first pitch to Brian. Ripped into left center field, slicing away from Logan, reaches down and misses the ball. It's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Sorensen around third, being waved in by Mike Brumley, while Brian Gordon goes to third, standing up for the triple. So now it's a 6-1 ball game. Sinking liner with some slice to it. Logan reached down but couldn't come up with it. So for Gordon, that's his first triple of the year, and it's also his 18th run batted in. So now it's a 6-1 ball game. In number 6 for the Stingers. And now here's Alex Elias, who's over 2. Fly to center field his last time up. Stingers with a runner at third. Nobody out. Swing and a miss by Elias. It's down 0-1. Brian Gordon continuing to swing a hot bat. In the 7th inning at Baltimore, the Yankees crushing the Orioles 14-3. 0-1 pitch, chopped over the mound, past second base and through into center field for an RBI single for Alex Elias. That one hit the glove with balls. It skipped off the back edge of second base and into center field. So Alex drives in his team leading 27th run. It's now a 6-2 ball game, and activity begins to third. Over in the New Orleans bullpen. 7th pitch for Salt Lake. As the pitching coach of New Orleans, Jim Hickey, goes out to the mound. Bobby Chenard starting to loosen up for the Zephyrs down the right field line. So runner at first base. Nobody out for Jake Grower, who's twice bounced out to the first baseman, Royce Huffman. Yankees with an 8-run fifth. They've now scored 6 runs and are still batting in the 7th. Oakland drilling Boston right now, 15-2 in the 7th. The A's with 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 6 in the fourth, and 3 in the 7th. So here's Thrower with a runner at first base and nobody out. 2 runs in the 5th. Low curve, Anthony just striking at 0-1. Cleveland batting the, Seattle now batting in the top of the 9th, trailing Cleveland 9-5 as the Indians try to end a 7-game losing streak. After 6.5 in Chicago, the White Sox lead Texas 7-0. Now the 0-1 pitch to Thrower. Laying a sharp ground ball at the middle, scooped up by Buckland. He'll step on second for 1 and throw to first for the double play. Thrower hit it on the ground sharply, but Blunt was right in position to make the play and start the double play. 2 outs, nobody on for Will Nieves, who's twice bounced out the third. Juan Uribe and Jose Valentin homered for Chicago. Texas has not scored in 7 innings despite 9 hits. 27 hits for the Tigers this afternoon in a 17-7 round of Kansas City. It's on the way. Sink low, ball 1. Tampa Bay edged Minnesota 5-4, and it was Toronto completing a 3-game sweep for the Angels by edging Anaheim 3-2. Now the 1-0 to Nieves. Swinging a change up at a foul back, 1-1. Arizona and San Francisco still a little less than a half hour away from getting started at SBC Park. All of the rest of the National League games have been completed. Florida beating Cincinnati 5-2. 1-1 pitch on the way. Foul back to the upper deck to our right. 1-2 to count. Brewers over the Dodgers 3-1. 2 in a row for Milwaukee over L.A. St. Louis doubled up Pittsburgh 6-3 in 10 innings. The Padres edged the Rockies in Denver 4-3. There's a swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Nieves is out, and that'll do it for Stingers in the 6th. But they do get on the board with 2 runs. 3 hits, no runs, nobody left on after 5.5. It's now New Orleans 6, the Stingers 2 on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Attention car buyers. By the order of the general manager, all 2004 Toyota cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans must be moved this weekend.
Is close to winning a very prestigious award, so they're throwing profit out the window. All automobiles will be marked down to the absolute minimum acceptable bound. What this means to you is you could be getting a new Toyota at possibly the lowest prices of the year. Still trapped in your old auto loan? Then get to Call Malone Toyota. When you make a deal, they will pay off your old car, no matter what you owe. Check out the new gas-efficient Scion. The car of the future is here. Special used car buyers will be on hand to give you a bump of fair market value for your trade. And remember, your car will never be worth more than it is today. No credit, no credit, no problem. Bring your payment book, your time of your trade, and get absolute minimum acceptable out. They'll end this Monday, so get in early for best selection. Call Malone Toyota. Exit 106 south on 515 next to Costco. Buyer responsible for all manufacturing dealer fees. If you're trading your car in, or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile convenience, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
The bottom of the 6th inning, and right-hander Steve Andrade comes on for his 3rd appearance for the Stingers. He's coming off the disabled list. So far, in 11 outings overall this year, Steve in 11 and 2/3 innings has given up 14 hits, 7 runs, 7 of them earned. Struck out 15 and walked 7. He's 0-1 with 3 saves with a 5.40 earned run average. Pete Fiel batting .311 against Andrade, who is coming off an outing in which he's given up 2 hits and no runs in an inning of 3rd here on the 24th to open up the series. He has struggled a little bit since coming off the DL, this being his third performance. There's a pitch high for a ball to Eric Bruntlet, ball one. Bruntlet 1 for 3. That one, though, big 3-run triple back in the second inning. 1-0 the count with the right-hand batter. The pitch. Pitching ball low and inside. 2-0 the count on Bruntlet. Final line on Brunet. 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. He walked 2, struck out 4, hit a batter, and gave up a home run. Fastball low and inside. The Bruntlet, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Outfield, point around towards right. The pitch. Right to Panini is 3-1. Shake the Singers lineup with Andrade coming on. Brought to you by Takes Over the Top. Enjoy a Takes Over the Top shake. This month's Shake of the Month is a fresh strawberry shake. Now the 3-1 offering, and it's low, ball 4. The leadoff man's aboard for New Orleans here in the 6th. That's now 5 walks in 3 2/3 innings. Take that 4 walks. And an inning and a third for Andrade since coming off the DL. So the leadoff man aboard for New Orleans for Chris Burke, who struck out twice, but in between he's delivered an RBI double. The runner first base, nobody out. Pitch from Andrade, high, ball 1. Andrade has not looked sharp since coming off the disabled list. 1 ball, no strike. Now the pitch. Fastball inside of the belt, 2-0. Andrade went on the DL after losing a game at Tacoma on May, or at home against Tacoma on May the 2nd, as he gave up 3 runs in 1 inning. Now the 2-0. Down the middle for a strike, 2-1. 27 hit performance by Detroit equals a franchise record. A 17-7 rout at Kansas City as Andrade crosses the first. At one point, Carlos Pena hit 2 home runs and a line drive off the forehead of pitcher Cheston Heisman. The ball leaving a clear imprint on Heisman's forehead. Pitch high and inside. The runner going. No throw. Brunlett's got a running start over there. That's his second stolen base of the ball game. Now the count on Burke is 3-1. Carlos Pena overall went 6 for 6 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Big pitch in the ball game ties a record for the Tigers with most hits in the 9-inning game with Ty Cobb and 2 others. 3-1 pitch on the way. Bunted third base side, charging Felias. The bare hand pickup and throw won't be in time. A bunt single for Chris Burke, and the Zephyrs have runners at first and third with nobody out. That is the 9th of the ball game for New Orleans. That'll bring up Royce Huffman, who's 1 for 3. Reached out an error, but the shortstop Rodriguez last inning and scored on the home run by Buck. 27 hits for the Tigers, included 8 doubles, 17 singles, and the 2 home runs by Pena. 9 the team record of 27 hits. September 29th of 1928 against the Yankees. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. The toss to first. And Burke is back. That's the most hits ever given up by Kansas City in a game. The fake to third. The look towards first. They got him. The throw to second base. Out. Hey, it worked. Now, we have an argument. Chris Maloney's going to argue a balk on that one. None called by any of the umpires, though. will officially go into the books as a caught stealing 1-4 on Chris Burke, and with that, there's one out and a runner at third base. Chris Maloney beside himself. He thought that should have been a balk on Andrade. A runner at third, one out. Now for Roy Kaufman. The infield comes in all the way around at third. Or on the infield, rather. Pitch on the way. Ryder strengthens the knees, 0-1. Runner at third, the infield in with one out. Oh, and 1 the count. Outfield straight away for Huffman as Andrade delivers. Swing and a miss, another nasty slider. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Fingers trailing by 4. Here in the 6th at 6-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Huffman with Ryan Thompson on deck. Andrade ready to pitch. Fastball runs inside of the right-hand batter. The count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At one point in that Angels-Blue Jays game, Roy Halladay for Toronto retired 19 consecutive Angel batters. A 1-2. Racing ball low. 2-3 the count on Huffman. Two balls, 2 strikes. Huffman waiting. Andrade ready. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul back into the screen. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And 7 wins. Jared Washburn still remains tied with the Astros Roger Clemens, Cincinnati's Paul Wilson, and Texas Kenny Rogers with a major league lead in victories. Vernon Wells for Toronto in that game went 0 for 4, ending a 17-game hitting streak. 2-2 to count. Andrade ready to pitch. Started after it, went around to his home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale, and Huffman can't believe it. He thought he had checked his swing in time. He'd like an appeal, but I don't quite understand why in baseball, if the home plate umpire rules it a check swing, that the catcher can appeal, and the first base umpire can overrule the home plate umpire, but yet if the home plate umpire says the batter went around, he can't appeal to the first base umpire to possibly overturn the call. You can overturn it one way, why not the other? Here's Maloney. Has not had a good inning. Got a couple of calls that went against him. So now a runner at third, 2 out. The batter, Ryan Thompson, is 0 for 3. Blind to center field his last time up. Andrade ready to pitch. Ryan inside, ball 1. Thompson ducks out of the way. Out a little bit rowdy tonight, but then again it is dollar beer night here in New Orleans. 1 ball, no strikes. Andrade ready to pitch. Thompson takes the breaking ball strike on the inside corner above the knees. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mariners lost to Cleveland. Ichiro made his first error in the last 96 games when he overran a bloop single in the first. He had just 2 errors all of last year. 1-1 pitch is chopped foul. Third base side. The count on Thompson goes to 1-2. Mariners at 9-14 for the month of May. That guarantees a losing record for the month. First time that Seattle's had back-to-back losing months since June and July of 1999. 1-2 to count on Thompson. Andrade ready. Here's the pitch. Swing a pop foul coming back onto the roof above it. Still 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Andrade trying to get out of a first and third, nobody out situation. Now the pitch. Swinging a ground foul again up the third base side. Still 1-2. Former Portland Beaver Khalil Green entered today's Padres-Rockies game with just 6 hits in his last 32 at-bats, but he hit the game-tying 2-run homer in the ninth. Will Nevin eventually driving in the winning run with a sacrifice fly in the 10th as the Padres beat the Rockies 4-3. Now Andrade ready, the 1-2 again. Swing! And a miss with a slider, he struck him out. And that retires the side. So no runs on them all that. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. That's actually a swerve that Andrade throws. Not a slider, but regardless, no runs. 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of the 6th, New Orleans picks the Stingers 2 on ESPN 1230.
This weekend, here comes a tale so large, it's been 25 years in the making. Announcing the Larry H. Miller 25th Anniversary Delta 500. The biggest used car sale of them all. Happening during 4 big days at 3 easy locations. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Visit the Delta 500 in Salt Lake at the Delta Center, in Sandy at the Delta Mall, and in Linden at the new Lexus of Linden Delta 515 exit 276. Choose from over 1,200 vehicles. Get interest rates as low as 3.9%. If you're the winner trip for 2, get a free charge for 100. And with every purchase, get a dinner and a movie entertainment package featuring 10 movie passes to the Megaplex Theater, 10 passes to the Cricket Super Screen, and 10 dinners to the Mayan. Don't miss the biggest car sale in 25 years. Larry H. Miller's 25th Anniversary Delta 500. Thursday from 10 till 9, Friday and Saturday from 9 till 9, and Monday from 10 till 6. After all, you know this guy.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by DentPro. DentPro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. DentPro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, DentPro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At DentPro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile convenience, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
U.S. Marine. We're going to play a little bit harder. It's ESPN Radio AM 1230. A little bit better. Worldwide leading sports. Citadel Broadcasting Station.
We'll go down to the 7th inning, 6-2 in favor of New Orleans. It'll be Casey Smith, Derek Gibson, and Tom Gregorio. The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the Stingers' 7th inning. Stingers in a 4 in the second, 2 in the 5th before scoring 2 of their own in the top of the 6th inning. Chad Wall gave up 2 in the 6th, but is still out there. Well, apparently Wood has come down, and Byron Scott reportedly has agreed in principle to become the new head coach here of the New Orleans Hornets. A little bit surprised by that. I figured he would be a shoo-in in Los Angeles if Phil Jackson does indeed decide to hang it up. Pitch on the way, fastball strike on the outside corner to the east to Casey Smith, who came in to replace the injured Barry Wesley. Grounded out to short in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground foul to the left of home plate. The count's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Casey Smith. The 0-2. Way outside, 1-2. DentPro and DentPro Colors of Salt Lake, the mobile paintless dent repair company, comes to your home office to work on your car. Call them today at 1-877-DentPro. DentPro and DentPro Colors, they make them like new again. DentPro donates $5 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Utah for every stolen base by the Stingers this season. They swiped 29, making the total donation so far $145. He's a chopper behind the bag at third. Alvaro guarding the line is there, and he'll throw to first for the out. Ball keeping the ball down, getting a lot of ground ball out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14 of the 19 outs have been recorded on ground balls. So 1 out. The batter will be Derek Gibson, who's 1 for 2. He singled to center field his last time up. NBA, 2:32 to go in the first half in L.A. The Lakers lead the T-Wolves by 6 as Gibson fouls it back, strike 1. 43-37 the score. Ball's just now hitting the 80 pitch mark with that delivery. On the 0-1 to Gibson. Breaking ball, low and outside, and it evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bad ball working into the 7th here. The pitch inside. Gibson jackknives to get out of the way. 2-1. He's only gone 7 full innings once before this year. That was in a no decision at Tucson on May the 16th. They were 4 runs on 9 hits in that outing. 2-1. Count on Derek Gibson's ball delivery. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On Derek Gibson. Now the pitch. Swung on, hit deep to foul. Well out of play down the left field side. Right side, long chase for Derek Gibson. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6-2 New Orleans. We're in the top of the 7th. Balls into his motion for the 2-2. Swing and a miss to the slider. He struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Qualls. Second time he has fanned Derek. So 2 outs, nobody on base for Tom Gregorio's 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. Two out and nobody on here in the Stingers 7th. First pitch to Gregorio, chopped to the right side. Fielded on the 3rd, hot by Burke. He charges and puts the first for the out. And that retires the side. Stingers up and down in order in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Fifth time here in New Orleans. Brought to you by Upper Limit Fitness. Now with 3 locations, Salt Lake, or Middle Lake. Upper Limit Fitness will help you stretch a little further. After 6 1/2, it's New Orleans 6, the Stingers 2 on ESPN 1230.
Built Right Fence the best fence? That's easy. At Built Right Fence, they install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we couldn't be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices. The materials alone was far less than the big box hardware stores. And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We have the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today. Here's the Indy 500 on 100,000 watts of sports radio at 101.9 FM and 1320 KFM. While we're on the subject of tradition, how about Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary? Don't miss Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday at the Delta Center, the Southtown Mall in Sandy, and at Larry H. Miller Lexus of Linden. The Indy 500, Sunday at 1320 KFM, and Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. After all, you know this sound.
Back with you here at Zephyrs Field, where the New Orleans Zephyrs lead the Stingers by a score of 6-2. It'll be John Buck, Bill Hyatt, and Jason Alfaro, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, due up in the New Orleans batting order to face right-hander Steve Andrade, who begins his second inning of relief Meanwhile, Yoshi Mizuo is up in the Stingers bullpen. Big night for Buck. He walked the score to the second, double in the third, and hit it up at the field, 2-run home run in the fifth. So John standing in. He now has 7 hits and 14 at-bats in this series. First pitch from Andrade. Racing ball low and away for the right-hand batter. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Buck has moved his average up above 3 bills to 307. Now Andrade ready, the 1-0. Taking ball second, inside corner to knees, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next year, New Orleans will be in the division with their current divisional foe, Oklahoma, as well as Albuquerque and the new team at Round Rock that's moving from Edmonton. 1-1 pitch, swing, and a miss for the swerve, and it's 1-2. Omaha and Iowa will join Memphis and Nashville in the other division of the American Conference, with Colorado Springs replacing Edmonton in the north with the Stingers, Tacoma, and Portland. The 1-2 pitch to Buck. High for a ball, 2-2, and that may be assuming that the team is still in Portland next year. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. John Buck leading things off for the Zephyrs here in the 7th. Andrade ready. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a tapper to the mound. Andrade's got it near the rubber. The side on top to first, and that's out number 1. John Buck's retired for the first time tonight. 1 away. That'll bring up Bill Hyatt. 0 for 3. Fly at the deep right field his last time up. Brian Gordon catching the ball on the warning track near the 375 mark in right center field. So 1 out for Hyatt. They've seen action at AAA as early as 1992 with the Omaha Royals back in the old American Association. First pitch, Hyatt takes the fastball in at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. This is the 5th year he's faced Salt Lake pitching. His best was in 2001 with Las Vegas. He was 15 for 35 with 4 doubles, 4 homers, and 11 runs down to this. The 0-1 swung on. That's laced up the alley in right center field. Brian Gordon a long run. He reaches out and hauls it in. Boy, Brian got a great break back on that ball and was able to reach out on full run to haul that one in and take extra bases away from Hyatt. So 2 outs and the base is empty for Jason Alfaro. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. He has 6 hits in the series. Full ball with 3 in 2 games. Logan with 3. Burke now with 8. Thompson with 7. There's a pitch low for a ball. Thompson with 6. Buck with 7. Hyatt with 5. One ball, those strikes to count. The pitch. Low for a ball. 2-0. Zephyrs have now scored 31 runs in the series. Out of 138 series all time, 32 runs is the most they've ever scored. 2-0 pitch, broken bat grounder towards short. Rodriguez charges, gloves and throws on the run for the out to retire the side in 32 runs back in 1998 in a 4-game set with Colorado Springs. Here in the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the 8th now with the score remaining. New Orleans 6 and the Stingers 2 on ESPN 1230.
Home equity loans are easy to get at Mountain America Credit Union. Easier, perhaps, than deciding what to do with the money.
You could get a deck and a hot tub. Remodel the bathroom and a jetted tub.
Once you make up your mind, you'll pay no appraisal fees, no origination fees, no closing costs, and no annual fees at Mountain America.
A snowmobile.
Try a snow blower.
While you're deciding what to do with the money, call or visit Mountain America Credit Union or log on to mtnamerica.org.
How about a widescreen TV? How about store windows with screens?
At Mountain America Credit Union, we make getting home equity loans easy. So get approved.
An ATV. A riding lawnmower.
Unfortunately, we're no help at all when it comes to deciding what to do with the money.
Oh, come on, lighten up. Okay, let's get a fishing boat. We want water. We'll take a cruise.
Mountain America Credit Union, member MCUA and Equal Opportunity Lender.
If you need car insurance, your local Geico Direct Insurance professional is here for you. There are definite advantages to having a local insurance representative. You can't beat the service, and it's nice to know a real live person is around to answer your questions. That's why Geico Direct has a local office in Macon, staffed with professionals who know the insurance business just as well as they know the neighborhood. Call your Geico professional today. No matter what you need, you can be sure it will be well done. Call 298-9336. That's 298-9336. Right here in Macon.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
We go now to the 8th inning of play. Right-handed Chad Ball ventures into the 8th inning for the first time. It'll be the top of the order. Javi Rodriguez, Zach Sorensen, and Brian Gordon to face Chad Ball. 6-2 ball game. New Orleans with a 4-run lead. First pitch, Rodriguez lifts the ball into left field. Hyatt going back. He'll have room, though, at about 10 feet in front of the warning track at left. He'll haul it in for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th. That'll bring up Zach Sorensen as 2 for 3 with a run scored. Sorensen standing in. Pitch, breaking ball low, ball 1. 1 ball to count on Zach. His third multiple hit game out of the 6 he's played in a Salt Lake uniform since joining the team from the Cleveland organization. 1-0 fastball outside, ball 2. Very excited about his first game in Salt Lake tomorrow night. Fireworks after the ball game, don't forget, so make plans to be there. Always a great show at Franklin Covey Field. 2-0 pitch. Sorensen lifts in the air towards left. Hyatt drifting back now, angling to his right towards the line. He'll haul it in for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Brian Gordon, who's 2 for 3. An RBI triple his last time up. Two out, bases empty. So Brian Gordon, Yoshi Mizuo up in the Stingers bullpen, so he's probably seen the last of Steve Andrade in this ball game, and Mizuo will come into pitch in the bottom of the 8th as Gordon takes the stretch for these, and it's 0-1. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for New Orleans. 2 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Stingers. Now the pitch. Swing, and a miss over a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. No ball, 2 strikes. Nothing into the count of the left-hand batter. Walls has retired 8 in a row. Make that 7 in a row coming in. Fastball inside, 1-2. He had a run earlier in this ball game of 13. Now the 1-2. Low for a ball. 2-2 to count. Alex Elias is due next if Gordon can get on here in the 8th. 2 outs. Now the line by ball to 2-2. Fastball way up high. A ball 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yankees now lead the Orioles 17-3 in the 8th inning. Tying them with the Tigers for the most runs scored by a team today. 3-2 pitch, swing, and a miss at a fastball. He struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Chad Paul. 3 up and 3 down to the Stingers in the 8th. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. It remains New Orleans 6 to the Stingers 2 on ESPN 1230.
It's the second-year anniversary of Ken Garfabonker. Do you know what that means? It means for 2 years now, Northern Utah has received outstanding prices. Service and selection as the only Ogden dealer with 6 different manufacturers under one roof. Do you understand? Yes, sir. And Ken Garfabonker gives you an additional warranty up to 10 years or 250,000 miles. Stand to attention and learn more.
Thank you, General Ogden. All GMC Pontiac Buick sold at invoice and you keep the rebate, excluding crew cash. Rebates on GMC trucks are up to $4,000. Enter to win a $1,000 package from the Sportsman's Warehouse. The great indoors for those who love the great outdoors. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Soldiers, I'm darn proud of y'all for shopping at Ken Garfabonker.
Ken Garfabonker, the 900 West Riverdale Road, backs up every car they sell.
Today on DVD and video, Scary Movie 3, starring Anna Faris, Charlie Sheen, Eddie Griffith, plus non-stop celebrity cameos. It's outrageously funny, the funniest scary movie yet. Grade ABC TV, Scary Movie 3, directed by David Zucker. Rated PG-13, bears strongly caution from pervasive, crude, and sexual abuse, language, comic violence, and drug references. Hilarious DVD bonus material not rated from Dimension Home Video. Now at any Albertsons in the video department. One day run up to 99 cents, Monday through Thursday.
Yoshi Mizuno coming on the pitch now for the Stingers here in the 8th inning. So Yoshi Mizuno on here in the 8th inning. And for Yoshi, this will be his 12th appearance of the year in 15 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 16 hits, 10 runs, all earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 9. No hit batters, 1 wild pitch, and 2 home runs allowed. Mizuno 0-1 with a 5.74 earned run average. The PCL batting .262 against Yoshi Mizuno. Steve Andrade, 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit allowed. He struck out 2 and walked 1. Yoshi to face Mike Coolbaugh, who swings and pops it up foul behind home plate for strike 1. It's not a sound effect, folks. That's how loud it sounds when it hits the roof here. No balls, 1 strike. Mizuno scoreless inning here on Monday night. Not been scored on in his last 4 outings. Taking ball low, and that even the count on Coolbaugh. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Coolbaugh, Kyle Logan, Eric Prutless, the 8-9-1 hitters 2 up. Pitch from Mizuno. Bang! And a foul off the thin guard. The catcher Gregorio 1-2 the count on Coolbaugh. Halftime Los Angeles. The Lakers lead Minnesota 45-40. Derek Fisher has 10 to lead Los Angeles. Kevin Garnett 10 for the T-Wolves. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Yoshi's pitch. They're going to step or pass it down. The shortstop Rodriguez charges, gloves, and throws on the run. Pulls the Davis up the bag, and the Davis missed the tag. Davis. Now the umpire at first, Casey Moser, changes his mind and says he did tag him. And now Chris Maloney's going to go over. Well, he's had an argument with the third base umpire. He's had one at home plate, so now he's going to have a word with Casey Moser. Not much of an argument over at first base, although that is a player, Alex Eckelman, who's coaching at first. There, the guy heading the hitting coach hitting coach opting for the dugout. So here's Kyle Logan, who's 0 for 2. He busts third base side. Elias charges, makes the bare hand pick up and throw to first. Not in time. Bunt single for Kyle Logan. That'll be the 10th hit of the ball game. For New Orleans. The runner at first base, one out. The hitter will be Eric Brutman, who's 1 for 2. And one double big one. A 3-run triple back in the second inning. No activity in the New Orleans bullpen, so they may give Chad Balls the opportunity to author the second complete game by a Zephyr this year, the first 9-inning complete game attempt. Pitch to Brutman, low and inside the right-hand batter, ball 1. 6 to 2 the score in favor of the Zephyrs. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Fingers in the 9th will have Elias, Thrower, and the 8th scheduled to come to the plate. A 1-ball pitch to Brutman, swung on and ripped foul down by the Stingers bullpen along the left field side. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Be on the lookout each and every game. The Geico Insurance Run of the game. The first time the Stingers extend their lead after the 5th inning, that's the Geico Insurance Run. Rex Olson, your local Geico rep, will donate $10 to the Air Force Fund for every Geico Insurance Run of the game. There have been 13 so far this year, making the total donation $130. 1-1 pitch, double play, ball to short. Rodriguez shoots the thrower for 1 over to first. Struck out of the dirt, find the Davis for the double play. Nicely done. 6-4-3 double play. Second turn. Line Salt Lake in the game, and another $5 goes to the United Way, courtesy of Taco Maker. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on base. We go down to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Stingers. It's New Orleans 6 and Salt Lake 2 on ESPN 1230.
The card buying experience is just like a casino. The dealer holds all the cards, and there's no way you can win the game. You know, I've always wondered why they call us dealers.
Welcome to the Mark Murray Unit. Your no-nonsense answers to your car buying and credit questions.
My car dealership is focused on all the important details of your credit and car purchase. For example, the fault in the credit world. The fault in the credit world is no one takes the time to make sure your credit reads correctly. Your remedy and your solution for a negative on your credit rarely makes it past the creditor's books and computers. So what can you do? Marine Credit Systems will do that extra work to get you the best money available with the best conditions possible. And that's a must when you buy a car.
Wow.
Call Marine Credit Systems now at 467-9980. Marine Credit Systems, 467-9980. 467-9980.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Finally going out to the 9th inning. Chad Paul's trying to author a complete game. Even if he does make it, it won't be the longest outing by a New Orleans starter. Jared Fernandez went 10 innings in an outing earlier this year. Here's Alex Elias, 1 for 3. Delivered an RBI single earlier in the ballgame. First pitch fastball low, ball 1. Here's who's getting the cover off the ball in the PCL, brought to you by Mountain Extreme Power Sports. Take it to the extreme with Mountain Extreme Power Sports and live in Utah. The 1-0 to Elias, swinging a foul back into the screen, 1-1. Luis Garcia homered for Las Vegas last night to tie him once again with Calvin Pickering of Omaha for the league lead with 16. John Knott of Portland and Justin Leone of Tacoma are next with 13. 1-1 pitch is lined up to the shortstop. Butler reaches up with both hands to Terrence right up over his head for out number 1. One away is here in the 9th. That'll bring up Jake Thrower, who's 0 for 3. away from nailing down the complete game. One out, bases empty. The pitch to thrower. Racing ball to knees and strike. Runaway Pelaez single in the sixth, extended his hitting streak to 18. 0-1 the count on thrower. That was the 105th of the night for Qualls. Delivery a little bit high, ball one. 1-1 the count. Bobby Chenard back up in the New Orleans bullpen. Now the 1-1 pitch, swing, and a miss for the pitch ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on thrower. Well, the way things have gone of late for Singers, they'll certainly take this split. Now the 1-2, swing, and a miss, and an empty slider down and in. He struck it out. That is the 6th strikeout for Chad Qualls in the ball game. And now there's 2 outs here in the ninth. 6 strikeouts equals his last start. It's 1 shy of his season high when he struck out 7 in 6 1/3 innings in a no decision against Omaha on April 20th. And now 2 outs here in the ninth. Pitch to the Avis. Outside, ball 1. 1-0 to count on Will. And Qualls 1 out away from going the distance. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike under the letters on the inside corner. The count's even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4,662 in attendance as the Avis swings and misses with a slider. And now the count's 1-2. The Stingers are down to their last strike of the night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The fans cheering the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2 as the Avis laid off the slider that time. Two balls, 2 strikes to the Avis. Now Qualls ready, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the ball game. And Chad Qualls ended by retiring the last 11 batters that he faced. And so he's being congratulated out on the mound by his teammates. The first complete game by a Zephyrs pitcher this year in a 9-inning game. So the Stingers end up with a split here in New Orleans, winning games 2 and 3, but dropping games 1 and 4. In the 9th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. The final score, the New Orleans Zephyrs 6 and the Salt Lake Stingers 2. I'll be back with the 10th inning show right after this on ESPN 1230.
This has been Salt Lake Stingers baseball. Stay tuned for a complete wrap-up of tonight's game. The 10th inning show is coming up next on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
This weekend, here comes the sales so large, it's been 25 years in the making. Announcing the Larry H. 25th anniversary Delta 500. The biggest used car sale of them all. Happens during 4 decades at 3 easy locations. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Visit the Delta 500 in Salt Lake at the Delta Center, in Sandy at the Southtown Mall, and in Linden at the new Lexus of Linden Delta 515 exit 276. Choose from over 1,200 vehicles with interest rates as low as 3.9%. And get a winner trip for 2 to the Trickshot 400. And with every purchase, get a dinner and a movie entertainment package featuring 10 movie passes to the Megaplex Theater, 10 passes to the Cricket Super Screen, and 10 dinners to the Mayan. Don't miss the biggest car sale in 25 years. The Larry H. 25th anniversary Delta 500. Thursday from 10 till 9, Friday and Saturday from 9 till 9, and Monday from 10 till 6. After all, you know this guy.
The game is over, and the fans are leaving the ballpark. It's time now for the 10th inning show. A complete wrap-up of tonight's game with a look at the rest of the Pacific Coast League and Major League Baseball. This is the 10th inning show on ESPN 1230 AM. Now let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Stingers, Steve Klauke.
Well, welcome back to New Orleans, where the Zephyrs prevailed tonight to earn the split in this four-game series by a final score of 6-2. Here are the final totals now in tonight's ball game. For the New Orleans Zephyrs, 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and they left 7 men on base. For the Stingers, 2 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and 4 men left on the base paths. The winning pitcher, Chad Balls, now 2-1 on the year, while the losing pitcher is Mike Brunet. His record falls to 1-4. Time of the game, 2 hours, 27 minutes. Paid attendance, 4,662. A masterful performance by Chad Balls as he goes the distance in this one. 9 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs earned, 7 strikeouts, no walks. At one stretch, he retired 13 consecutive batters, and he closed out the game by retiring the last 11 batters of the game. So, Chad Balls, number 7 prospect in the Astros organization, showed why tonight. He got the offensive support he needed in the second. A 2-out, 3-run triple by Eric Trumpet, followed by an RBI double by Chris Burke. Stingers wind up splitting the series here. They go 2-6 on the road trip and are now 19-27 for the year, 8 games behind Idle Tacoma. For New Orleans, they go to 22-26 on the year. They remain 5.5 games behind first place Oklahoma in the East. So for the second straight year, the Stingers and the Zephyrs split a 4-game series. Zach Sorensen, Brian Gordon facing the Stingers tonight with 2 hits apiece. John Buck had the big game for the Zephyrs, 2-3, including a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. So New Orleans wins it by a score of 6-2. We'll come back and take a look at the other scores around baseball after this on ESPN 1230.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, clears hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper scented torn or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT PRO.
Why is a Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. A Built Right fence. They install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we can be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices. The materials alone was far less than the big box hardware stores. And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We have the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today.
Here's the Indy 500 on 100,000 watts of sports radio at 101.9 FM and 1320 KFan. While we're on the subject of tradition, how about Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary? Don't miss Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday at the Delta Center, at Southtown Mall in Sandy, and at Larry H. Miller Lexus of Linden. The Indy 500, Sunday on 1320 KFan, and Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. After all, know this guy.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Welcome back to New Orleans, where the Stingers fell to the Zephyrs tonight by a final score of 6-2. And it's time now to find out what else happened under the lights tonight in the Pacific Coast League as well as the Major League. And it's brought to you by CE Lighting and the new Reveal Light Bulb. Check out the new Reveal Bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. First of all, in the Pacific Coast League tonight, games in progress. Nashville at Fresno. The Sounds leading 1-0. Nothing in yet on Omaha at Portland or Memphis at Sacramento. This afternoon, Iowa and Tacoma were rained out. It will not be made up. Oklahoma scored a run in the bottom of the ninth to edge Edmonton 4-3. Albuquerque shut out Tucson 5-0. And Colorado Springs edged Las Vegas 4-3. In the American League, they're in the bottom of the ninth in Baltimore. It's the Yankees 18 and the Orioles 4. New York with a fifth inning in which they scored 8 runs. They added 6 more in the seventh. Oakland blasted Boston 15-2. The A's with 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 6 in the fourth. 3 more in the seventh in support of Mark Mulder. Cleveland ended a 7-game losing streak with a 9-5 win over Seattle. Texas shut out by Chicago 9-0. Detroit knocked off Kansas City 17-7. Tampa Bay edged Minnesota 5-4. And the Angels were swept in a 3-game set by Toronto. The Blue Jays win tonight 3-2. Bottom of the second in San Francisco, and the only game still going on in the Major League. Diamondbacks lead the Giants 1-0. Finals, Florida topped Cincinnati 5-2. There was Milwaukee over the Dodgers 3-1. St. Louis doubled up Pittsburgh 6-3. San Diego rallied with 2 in the ninth and 1 in the 10th to beat Colorado 4-3. And Atlanta topped Philadelphia by a final score of 6-1. That's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. We'll be back with a couple of the scoring highlights from tonight's game after this on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Soldiers, it's the second-year anniversary of Ken Garfavogen. Do you know what that means? It means for 2 years now, Northern Utah has received outstanding prices, service, and selection as the only Ogden dealer with 6 different manufacturers under one roof. Do you understand? Yes, sir. And Ken Garfavogen gives you an additional warranty up to 10 years or 250,000 miles. Stand to attention and learn more.
Thank you, General Ogden. All GMC Pontiac Buick sold and invoiced and you get the rebate, excluding crew tax. Rebates on GMC trucks are up to $4,000. Enter to win a $1,000 package from the Sportsman's Warehouse. The great indoors for those who love the great outdoors. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Soldiers, I'm darn proud of y'all for shopping at Ken Garfavogen.
Ken Garfavogen at 900 West Riverdale Road. Backs up every car they sell.
You asked for it. Now at Upper Limit Fitness, we're pleased to announce that our new clearance zone is in all 3 of our stores. The Upper Limit Clearance Zone is a store within a store, bursting at the seams with fantastic savings on new and used quality fitness equipment. You'll discover unbelievable savings on strength equipment, treadmills, bikes, free weights, and gyms. You'll find reconditioned exercise equipment with factory warranty, special deals on benches and bikes, dumbbell racks up to 70% off, Olympic 300-pound sets with pace and weights as low as $119, with weight plates for under 30 cents a pound. Our clearance zone is a great place to save on quality fitness equipment, new and used, demos and odds and ends. Check out the great deals on top quality treadmills, bikes, home gyms, and free weight, all at huge clearance zone discounts. Come into any Upper Limit location, look for the clearance zone sign, and get ready to save. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West 2400 South in Salt Lake, 1345 South State and on, and at the corner of Antelope and Hillfield Road in Layton.
Fund
Directories Company wants to thank you for embracing it. And now that we're into the new year, watch for your local Phone Directories editions arriving soon. That includes Lakeview, Salt Lake Valley, and Provo. Phone Directories Company has books in every city in Utah. And to advertise in one of our newest editions, just call us toll free at 800-228-0801, or you can find us on the web at myphonedirectory.com. Just watch for the beautiful cover.
Welcome back to New Orleans, where the Stingers and the Zephyrs were wrapping up this series. Both teams had opportunities to score in the first inning, but neither would cash in on them. But the Zephyrs did in a big way in the second against Mike Brunet. John Buck walked to lead off the inning after Brunet struck out Phil Hyatt. Jason Alfaro singled to right, and Mike Coolball walked to load the bases. Brunet was able to strike out Kyle Logan on 3 pitches, leaving the bases loaded with 2 outs for Eric Brutland, who to that point had been 0 for 11 in the series. Brunet will work from the windup in this alignment with the bases loaded 2 outs. The pitch, fastball, driven into deep center field. That's going to be over the head of Sorensen and all the way off the wall. Buck scores. Alfaro is in. Coolball will score. Racing for third. The throw not in time. It's a 3-run triple for Eric Brutland, and the Zephyrs have a 3-0 lead. So 3-0 Zephyrs for Brutland. That was his second triple of the year. And then he came in to score when the following batter, Chris Burke, doubled over the head of Sorensen off the wall in straightaway center to make it a 4-0 ball game. Then in the fifth, the Zephyrs extended the lead as Royce Huffman opened up by reaching on an error, but the shortstop Javi Rodriguez was second of 2 in the ball game for Javi. After Ryan Thompson flied out, former Taylorsville High School star John Buck came to the plate. Now the 2-1 pitch to Buck. Swung on and hit in the air towards right. Gordon going back. It's up there, and it is gone. A 2-run opposite field home run for John Buck. His 6th of the year, and it's now 6-0 New Orleans. So 6-0 New Orleans at that point. The Stingers would get a couple of runs in the 6th and an RBI triple by Brian Gordon and a runner-scoring single by Alex Pelaez. But it was too little too late. And so the Zephyr starter, Chad Paul, after the RBI single by Pelaez, then shut the door on the Stingers by retiring the last 11 batters that he faced in the ball game. So the Stingers come home, I would think, feeling a little bit better about themselves with the one of the 4-game series here. Now they head home to take on the Fresno Grizzlies. Now, albeit both teams losses a little bit different back then. The Stingers won 7 out of 8 from Fresno, and we'll preview that series coming up right after this final timeout here on ESPN 1230.
Now at Upper Limit Fitness, we're pleased to announce that our new clearance zone is in all 3 of our stores. The Upper Limit Clearance Zone is a store within a store, bursting at the seams with fantastic savings on new and used quality fitness equipment. You'll discover unbelievable savings on strength equipment, treadmills, bikes, free weights, and gyms. You'll find reconditioned exercise equipment with factory warranty, special deals on benches and bikes, dumbbell racks up to 70% off, electric 300-pound sets with pace and weights as low as $119, with weight plates for under 30 cents a pound. Our clearance zone is a great place to save on quality fitness equipment, new and used, demos and odds and ends. Check out the great deals on top quality treadmills, bikes, home gyms, and free weights, all at huge clearance zone discounts. Come into any Upper Limit location and look for the clearance zone sign and get ready to save. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West 2400 South in Salt Lake, 1345 South State in Orem, and at the corner of Antelope and Hillfield Road in Lakey.
This weekend, there comes a sale so large, it's been 25 years in the making. Announcing the Larry H. Ford 20 best out of the great Delta 500. The biggest used car sale of them all. Happens during Ford Make Days at 3 easy locations. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Visit the Delta 500 in Salt Lake at the Delta Center, in Sandy at the Delta Mall, and in Linden at the new Lexus of Linden Delta 515 exit 276. Choose from over 1,200 vehicles. This is just place as low as 3.9%. If you're to win it just for $2, get a quick charge $400. And with every purchase, get a dinner and a movie entertainment package featuring 10 movie passes to the Megaplex Theater, 10 passes to the Cricket Super Screen, and 10 dinners to the Mayan. Don't miss the biggest car sale in 25 years. Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary countdown 500. Tuesday from 10 till 9, Monday and Saturday from 9 till 9, and Monday from 10 till 6. After all, you know this guy.
Oh, the world of credit. Why is it that a cathedral, a wave of a storm, a gangster's leak, and your credit score is never as high as we hope?
There was one funny really bad.
Welcome to the Mark Marine Minute, your no-nonsense answers to your car buying and credit questions.
Hi, Mark Marine here with Marine Credit Systems. Here's what my car dealership does. The no-nonsense, no-decision doing business theory. I believe a customer should never have to make a decision. I believe it is my responsibility as the dealer to provide all the information and all of the explanations free of charge so you, the customer, can do what's obvious for you and your priorities. I want you to hear about it. I want you to understand it, and I think I'm obvious.
Wow. Call Marine Credit Systems now at 467-9980. Marine Credit Systems, 467-9980. 467-9980.
Make sure your equipment's ready for a productive season with a visit to Brigham Implement. It's the perfect time of year to take care of all your pre-season equipment maintenance and repairs. Plus, make the most of your Chase Credit Advantage account and make no payments and pay no interest until October 1st, 2004. With a minimum $750 purchase of genuine Case IH parts or related services. Offer good May 1st through July 31st, 2004. So visit Brigham Implement today and take advantage of genuine Case IH values. Subject to credit qualifications. Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Well, welcome back to New Orleans, where the Zephyrs prevailed tonight by a final score of 6-2 to end up with a series split between the Stingers and the Zephyrs. Now it's on to Franklin Covey Field for the Stingers as they open up a 3-4-team homestand against the Fresno Grizzlies. The team again they beat 7 on a base against. But Fresno had been playing much better of late, although within the last couple of days they lost a couple of their key offensive players. As David Miner and Brian Gallimore were both called up to the San Francisco Giants due to injuries to J.P. Snow and Ray Durham. So it'll be an interesting series. They're trying to hope anyway that the 2 wins here will get things back on track. Tomorrow night will be right-hander Jason Middlebrook with a record of 2-3, facing right-hander Kevin Correa, whose record is 0-3. Game time 6:30. Hoping to be there for the second big fireworks show of the season. If not, you can join us for the on-deck circle, which will get underway at 6:10 here on ESPN 1230. Well, that'll do it from the road. We'll greet you from Franklin Covey Field tomorrow at 6:10. Our thanks to Tony Marks back in our studios in Salt Lake City, and our thanks to you for listening. Once again, in 2 hours, 27 minutes, and in front of 4,662, the final score. The New Orleans Zephyrs 6 and the Salt Lake Stingers 2. I'm Steve Krause saying good night and so long to the Big Easy.
This has been the 10th Inning Show on ESPN 1230 AM. Be sure to join us after every Stingers game for the 10th Inning Show on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM. U.S. Murray, Salt Lake City. Radio AM 1230. Worldwide leader in sports. A Citadel Broadcasting Station.